Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by
AtHomeFloorStore.com. Me and Daniel got our entire house refloored with At Home Floor Store.
It's a good thing I did. I got luxury vinyl planking. I have a new puppy that will be here in exactly 1 week. And if I didn't have luxury vinyl planking in my home, it would be a pee-pee and poo-poo disaster.
Yeah, it's waterproof.
Yeah.
That luxury vinyl plank will last forever.
Made
Plus,
for puppies.
they could lay it over your existing flooring.
Exactly what they did.
So you don't have to do a whole bunch of demolition and stuff like that. Now, if you do want to do demolition like we did, we took out our old existing 1980s giant square white tile and put in that tile that looks like wood flooring. It's great.
It's gorgeous, man.
We used At Home Floor Store. My wife, and what's good about them is they'll come to your house in their At Home Floor Store van.
They'll give you all the samples and mix and match them. They'll bring back different ones for you.
They'll leave the samples there if you want. You could walk by them like Crystal did, and then finally she picked the right color. They came in. The demo team was great. They demoed all our old tile. Their installation team,
fast.
They were super detail-oriented, fast. They put it all together perfect. Didn't have a problem.
Yeah, super clean.
And we saved a ton of money because At Home Floor Store doesn't have some giant location with employees that sit there they have to pay for.
Right.
It's all in their vans. Now, they do have a showroom. If you do want to go, you have to make an appointment, but it's easy. They'll come to you, make the whole process, carpet, floors, hardwood floors, tile,
anything
every
you can
flooring.
think of that is flooring. And Justin and his team, they're listeners and have been. That's how we found them.
Yeah.
And you'll see their signs all around Baldwin. I think you're really going to like them. It's at HomeFloorStore.com.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, everybody. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hell. Oh.
On the ouch couch.
Oh, in the fart corner.
In fart corner, I did not think that he was going to be here. I thought that he had a doctor's appointment.
I had two, and I had
Two?
a funny story. I didn't tell you guys as I walked in, but I'm pretty embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed. I was embarrassed.
Seth Petrozelli, fresh from. Did you just come from the doctor?
I literally just. I came just from the doctor.
Did you come at the doctor?
Yay!
So what-
Low sperm count.
I want to hear what you got embarrassed about.
Right off the bat. We're not even going to go into plugs first? Wow, this is interesting.
We got some big announcements.
Okay, so I went to the dermatologist because I was shaving my head
pimples.
last week, and I saw like
Cancer.
I saw a spot
Cancer,
on my
right
head.
on the head.
Liver spot?
Even I don't go right to
Yes.
cancer, dude.
I didn't know. I
Even
thought it was skin
I don't
cancer.
go right to cancer.
So I have videos in my phone.
Hold on.
Probably 100 videos
Even
for the past
I-
week of me videoing my head. Like,
Am
I'll
I
show you. It's
cured? Am I
ridiculous.
cured? Can we
Hold
all
on.
can we all get off my dick finally? Can everybody in the fucking audience finally admit to me? Can we say I'm partially cured? Come on.
You're better than me because I have my
Cancer,
you seem
really,
fine to
dude?
me.
You're always in the doctor.
I know,
You're
but
so healthy.
But they didn't check this. My head's always in the sun now. My new boat, I'm out in the sun. I
Wear a straw hat.
I wear hats constantly.
No.
She said that. She said, just wear hats.
You got to
I'm
sell
like-
the boat now.
Like, of course I wear hats, but I just noticed it because it's shaving
What
in a
was
different
it?
mirror.
What does it look like?
Wait, were you wearing a
it's an
hat at
age
the beach
spot.
What, do you got a
party?
Gorbachev up there?
I was wearing my little, what do you call those? New things now that I started wearing.
Oh, the bucket hat?
I call him a ching chong hat.
No, not a
So
new thing.
you
You
got
can't say that. You can't say that.
You got an old man liver spot on your head.
Yeah.
It's a Gorbachev. You got the
thought-
Gorbachev.
You thought it was cancer,
Yeah.
and you
Let
went.
me see it.
I made.
Let me see your Gorbachev.
Let's see your bag's head.
That's a Katy Perry song. Let me see your Gorbachev.
Do you always have
You
that
got
knot
the
at the top of your
Gorbachev.
head?
My head's all lumpy.
Look at that knot in the back.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, of course.
Is it this thing?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a bigger, like a wide freckle. I got those.
No,
all
it's not a
over
wide freckle. She told me. She's
I got them all over my
as
body.
you age, you get these spots. I'm like, yeah, I know. They're called liver spots. She's like, well, yeah, you can say or age spots.
Why are they called liver
Age
spots?
spots?
I don't know.
Well, because it means that your body is not getting the
Functioning as
toxins.
well. Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you look at his head is brown because his liver's not functioning correctly. It's leaving a lot of the doo-doo on his head. He's got a shit in. Yeah.
But I thought she was just going to look at that. So then she said, let's disrobe and look at everything.
Let me
to make
see
sure
your penis. This is a porno now.
But the weird thing is that,
Well, you gotta-
ironically, this
you gotta do the
dermatologist
penis?
is very pretty. Like,
Yeah.
she's a pretty girl.
Did you get a boner?
No, but I
You guys are all getting hot doctors lately.
Yeah, I had a hot doctor too.
I wore, you know, you always have those underwear. I do.
Yeah.
That are just like blown out in the asshole area before so
Blow it
much.
out the asshole. Okay, I'll tell you.
There's holes.
I'll make you feel better.
And
Why?
holes from
You
farting.
rich. You just
I
bought
know.
a crazy
Did
expensive
you just
boat.
say you rich?
I said you're rich. Why don't you buy
and Tracy
underwear?
yells at me for this too. She's like, throw these away. Throw these
Okay,
the fuck
hold on.
away.
Let me
I'm
help
like,
you.
Ah, they're comfortable.
Let me help you.
Oh
Like,
my
I don't
God.
have holes in my underwear, but what I do have is I get sort of holes where the elastic is, where it's detaching itself because I get to a point where I have certain underwear I really like.
Yeah.
And then, but all of mine, I've transitioned to black underwear now. But a lot of my underwear, I love a good pair of white panties. I love a good pair of just white panties.
These are light blue, but
And
they're
mine, I have some light blue, but mine, every single pair have had so much piss and shit in them.
Come on.
that's the second part. Too.
That
was
in
really
my
embarrassing.
underwear, there is right where my genitals sit, there is a tan patch of wear and tear that shows you the mileage of my asshole.
Yeah.
You know, this,
So there
week,
wasn't
this
no-
week I have never been more happy than to be married to my husband. You guys are fucking disgusting.
I'm not saying-
but it wasn't- there wasn't
I'm not
proof
saying-
coming
Yeah,
from
but yesterday
the
with the
lady.
whole just lay there and take it, I can't deal with
This
you guys.
coming from the lady whose
your feet are
husband.
disgusting.
Let us all remember that Shades, her husband, and we'll get to another Shades later, but Shades, her husband, had a cum door.
Yeah, when he was 13
And then when
years
people ask,
old.
what is a cum door? Oh, it's a door that I cum on because that's how I do it. So, I'm just going to
Yeah.
say, let's not throw
Again,
stones
a
and live in
child.
glass
He
houses.
was a child. You
So
guys are grown
we
men
are
that
children.
act like children.
I am a child. I have tan panties.
But the whole time, like, I'm nervous. So anytime I go to a doctor when I think I have something serious,
You wear the black
I don't-
panties. You wear good ones.
No. I just wore. I didn't think I was going to have to disrobe, so I just wore whatever. They were comfortable. I threw
Did
them
you
on.
tell them that? You say, I didn't think I was
But-
going to disrobe. I have on my tan panties.
You know how my bladder is anyway. When I'm nervous, I drip droodle. I
Drip droodle.
I
What
drip
is
droodle.
it? That's the name of the show. The old
pee,
drip droodle.
I pee a little bit. Like I stop. I'm like nervous. I stop. I have to go to the bathroom a lot because I'm constantly peeing because I'm nervous.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of pee stain, like wetness.
Like
and
wet.
whatever.
Oh, fresh.
I'm sitting in the waiting room peeing my pants because
You
I'm
need
nervous.
the man
You don't need to
pads.
scream
They make
at
man
me.
pads
Sorry.
now.
They do make man pads.
So-
you can put a little bit of cotton ball in the.
I literally
dickhead.
had my hand over my penis, like I was guarding the
By the way,
size of my
no.
penis the whole time.
That is not from being nervous. That
Yeah, it
that's an old
That's
man
also
thing.
old man thing, yeah.
That's not
liver spots, pee your
It
pants.
takes me a long time to pee. You can ask these guys.
That's-
It takes
Well,
me
I
a
don't
lot
know.
longer to pee. When I go in there, it's like I can take a deep breath. I gotta
not-
let it. I gotta meditate to get the piss out.
It's not a nervous spot on your head. It's for a different reason.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that was my morning.
So
Before that, I was at the endocrinologist getting my checkup for that too.
what is that?
Endocrinologist
What's
for
the
my thyroid and stuff.
What's
like
wrong
that.
with your thyroid?
Remember, I had the nodule. I had it.
How was your
biopsy.
nodule?
It's fine. It's
So
fine.
is everything good?
Yeah, I'm just. I
of
talked
course
to him
it
about
is.
my.
What do
I
you-
talked to him
why
about
are
my
you asking him this?
testosterone.
Could you
So you're-
stop going to? If
You're
I-
enabling him. Don't even ask him if everything's good, because
Okay.
of course it is. He's not believing him. Like, you ask if
all right.
everyth's good to a person who
the
actually
healthiest person in
may
here, right.
have a problem.
Right.
But
No, you're right.
Seth
You're right.
is going to the doctor. He's good going there.
Okay.
She told me that. She's like, you've been checked for everything for years now. Everything's fine. I'm like, okay. But I don't believe you.
Okay.
You know what? I'm mad at her now because
At some point, she has to cut you off, right?
Doesn't she know this is irrational? It's not like he's
Well, she
actually
gets paid.
thinking.
She gets paid.
No, I know, but
and it's an easy visit. Like,
Well, the
But
thing
why
is, I
did
go
it
to
say
different
it?
doctors. This was a second. This is my second endocrinologist. I have an endocrinologist. She
But
was
you don't
giving me
trust
answers.
her, so you went to the other one that you
this
don't
is my
trust.
new one. I just went and be like, look, this is what she's saying.
and they
She's
both said
correct.
the same thing. You should feel great.
Yeah.
No,
You got a second
Yeah,
opinion.
you got the. You did it
not
the way
about-
you did it the way you're supposed to do it. You did the first. You did the second. They
Well,
both said the same thing.
but I didn't get a second
boom.
opinion.
Peace of mind.
yeah. Exactly. That's what he's doing it for, is peace of mind. It's just, anxiety.
But he didn't get the peace of mind, is what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying
I'm trying to. I am relieved a little bit
You
right
should
now.
be.
Yeah, I feel good.
That's
yeah.
why I'm trying to help him by telling him, like, look, you did it the way that everybody says. You do one. They said you don't have cancer. You did two. They say, we also think you do not have cancer. Well, there you go.
But he just did this 6 months ago.
I know.
And 1,000 times before
I
that, he
know.
was never going to have cancer.
More than me,
never
though.
cancer.
More than me.
It goes in cycles.
Oh, my God. That means I got cancer. What if you ramp
not
mine
a
back
tumor.
up? You're going to ramp mine back up.
Sorry.
Anyway, I realized I should have done our plugs before.
Yeah. Well, here,
Yeah.
let me
That
help.
was a mistake.
Let
right?
me ease us into the plugs by saying, hey, it's time to chill out. Right?
Listen, I got a skeleton crew.
Chill out.
Skeleton crew.
Cool down. Keep it cool.
I'm Tubby Girl, not Skeleton.
This part of our now whole brand is that we do some cheesy mass emails and social
No,
media
it was supposed
posts.
it was supposed to be just a mass email.
And then
It wasn't supposed to chill out.
You
with
find the fattest picture of me and you put it on my Come Hang Out with Tom Dan van,
Yeah.
Toll Road.
it. Yeah. What's going on with Tony? Why is Tony trolling you?
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, he's about to go on vacation.
Yeah. Why did Tony?
One last troll before
Okay,
he hits this open seas.
Tom's going to be out at Toll Road Brewing on the
September 30th.
The 30th.
Yeah, which is a Friday.
I mean,
It's have a beer with Tom, but apparently
Next
it's have
Friday.
a beer with Fat Tom.
I'm wearing a shirt that says 2016 on it. It says the year. Why'd you make that
vintage.
The best part of that is those shirts are made in 2050.
Was it, I'm telling you, we are trying to do too much with too
We
little
are.
resources.
No shit.
And we are,
We are.
rocketing by. You wouldn't believe the amount of corners that we cut.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's-
No
Corners, we're circle. We're a circle.
we're a circle.
We are a circle.
Straight up circles.
There, 100%. We because that's all we could do if we want to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
including our new our sponsorship and partnership with the Orlando Solar Bears.
Yeah! Dude, this
Yeah.
is huge. I'm so excited, man. I've
And-
always wanted to partner with the Solar Bears.
We got a Tom and Dan section 118. You can get your tickets at tomanddan.com right now. Just click through the link. It took
Come
us a
chill
while.
out with us. Yeah, come cool down with Tom and
You know, between that and going to all these go-to shows
Yeah.
and this beer fest.
Oh, we
coming
were at
up
a
and-
wresling school. And we're
Yeah, I
at a
saw
dojo.
that. And I was going to give you a props for you weren't fat. I saw the top 2 abs when
He
you had
looked
your
good,
show.
right?
Said you weren't fat.
Yeah, we weren't fat.
I mean, you're not
No, I know.
skinny, you're not in
Yeah,
shape,
yeah,
but I
no,
saw
I
the
know.
top 2 almost showing through.
Yeah.
I was pretty
The
impressed.
top
You look
2
good.
I appreciate
You
that.
look good, man. You have the best top 2 that I know.
It's
You're my top 2, buddy.
So anyway, we're trying to do all these things is crazy. So a lot of times, like
A lot of it's unbelievable too. It's like 5 people, really. Like the team is 5 people. Oh, and the 5 people set up a deal with I don't know, a professional sporting deal here in town. The
Yeah.
Orlando Solar Bears. They're our hockey team here in town, and they're a legendary team, man. Shades and the gang, and I cannot wait to head on down there and see some hockey.
We're all going to go to the first game coming up in October. Is it October
23rd.
23rd.
Yep.
We're section 118.
Yep, and if you go to tomanddan.com, you click on the Solar Bears link, and then click on the pick your seats button, and then
Yeah.
that'll generate the best possible seats available.
Yeah, and you can just put in the number of tickets that you want, go through there.
Yeah,
They're $20 tickets, which I think is phenomenal.
Yep.
In a day and age when everything
that's a
is...
cheap night. That's nice.
Well, when everything else is overly expensive, you know that you could come to the Amway, and the best part about that $20 ticket is that the Solar Bears is a quality organization, and the hockey is legit. Like, it's really, really
Oh,
good
yeah, yeah.
play. So, it's a value, man. I'm really stoked about this. It's going to be awesome.
My sons were excited when I was
I
like,
bet.
"You want to see a hockey game?" They've
bet.
never been to a hockey game before, so
May
like,
didn't
bring your
understand-
families. It's family friendly.
Well, May
obviously.
didn't get how they do the ice, and I guess that
Yeah.
would be hard for the kids to understand. Like, how do they bring that in and do it overnight? I'm like, honestly, baby, I don't know what to tell you, but we'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
well, we should have somebody from the Solar Bears on.
I think it would be good to talk about that because, having the person, hell, we asked to talk to the guy from the greenskeeper for Orlando City for years, and they wouldn't get us anybody. I'm sure maybe we can get what are they, an ice master?
Or is it some cooling floor that they put in
But
there?
there's gotta be a guy. My
Is it
point is
over
there's
the
a dude in
basketball court, or they pull the court out?
I think it's
right?
under.
Or do they
Because
leave it or
remember
pull
when
it
I
out?
was at John Mayer, the Amalea,
court, it's wood.
the Amalie Oil owns the place in Tampa. It's underneath, so we were standing on top of it, and they put like a piece of plastic over it. It was freezing. Absolutely freezing.
But that core, the basketball court, that's in sections. They put it together like the actual floor is just cement, right? Like,
Oh no, it's like a Cold Stone. Like when you go to Cold Stone, that hard steel thing that's cold that you chop the ice cream on.
That's marble?
It's a giant marble
I would
slab.
almost believe you. I would almost believe
I
you.
mean, what else would
it is? Yeah,
right?
it's some art flooring.
No
cooling
idea. We'll figure it out.
system.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk to the guy.
Giant ice cream.
Yeah,
man.
put that on the list, Sam. We'll try and get is it the Ice Master? That sounds good, right?
So,
Ice Master.
and also our beer
It's
fest
a Zamboni.
is
no, the
coming back.
person.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
called the Zamboni?
No, the Zamboni's the
I thought the
machine.
Zamboni
Yeah,
was
but
the
they all yell Zamboni when he gets on.
Hey, Zamboni.
His name is not Zamboni.
His
That's
name's
the-
not Zamboni.
The Zamboni is the machine. Who's the man in charge, like the greenskeeper of the ice?
An ice resurfacer is often referred to as a Zamboni.
Well,
Really?
there's the one that puts the actual floor together that freezes the ice. That's got to be.
Oh,
someone,
I don't know, yeah.
You know, like Zamboni driver is just some.
It's a maintenance man.
Yeah,
You know, that's old
where is
Jerry.
it?
Yeah.
It's probably a
I think
volunteer, right?
I think sometimes they let me not.
I would like to drive
spread
that thing.
misinformation.
No, yeah. Ram into the side. Hey, you
Yeah.
blow the walls out. Anyway, so speaking of doing
Now the chat room's just clowning me. They're like, it's vanilla ice.
the
Christ.
our Bad at Business Beer Fest is back. It's
Yes.
November 19th. Free beer fest, and I think we already plugged that.
Yeah.
So speaking of doing too much,
You didn't talk about our merch.
our merch is on there.
Uh,
We
warning
have
track.
pre-sale.
Yeah.
Pre-sale. You can get the Pabone Halloween shirt. It's an original design from his mind and his mind only. You can get it at tomanddan.com. It is a pre-order. You can also get our warning track designs. That's baseball inspired. It's the first time we've ever done a fully fitted Tom and Dan hat. So measure your head if you want to order one of those. And it's like it comes like a regular baseball hat, so you can put a bend in it if you want. You can run it flat if you want. And then if you like a curved snapback, we offer that as well, plus a T-shirt.
So
And the featured item of the week is the Tnd Racing Shirt. It's $15. And because Eric's fun, he is doing one item. There's one item left of something he's trying to blow out, so he's putting it on sale for $1, but you have to find out what it is.
all right, it's all
Mystery
on the website.
dollar merch.
Somebody re-upped his medical marijuana. Having fun in there. Good job, Eric. That's awesome.
So-
making fun, man, right?
Yeah.
We're doing all these go-to shows, and
You did a great job. You know what?
Putting
You've
well,
been willing to
listen,
put yourself out
How
there.
come he's doing it now? I see him doing all
He's
this
an
stuff.
old man with a bad back.
My back, man, I can barely walk.
well,
My back is fucked. It is so bad.
Also, something kicks
It's a
in
tumor.
when we're doing these things. Like I remember back in the radio days, I'm on a cell phone, and you're trying to create the most entertainment as possible. So it's just like, what can I do?
He wants to do it.
And-
you know, it's like a natural progression. You look at it.
Believe me, when I'm sitting on the couch at the end of the day, I have to get it out of my head because I start thinking about it. I'm like, you should have done that. You're making
Really?
yourself an idiot.
I thought
You
it
look
was-
like a fool.
No, I thought it was fun. You're
Anyway.
just being fun.
No, I know, but
So you really do hate fun if you sit at home
No, no.
late at night thinking about the fun things you did and also hating them again.
I mean,
That's really not fun.
jumping off the top of the rope, hitting an old male in the head.
There are
Anyway.
tons of people that love to jump off a top rope and hit an old man in the head.
And then now there's memes. I'm up in the air like a frog.
That's a good one.
Anyway, my wife's involved.
you're
I'm like, my
frozen.
sons are going
You
to
got
look
a
when
lot
I
of-
die. They're going to research.
you got a
this.
decent amount of hang time.
Anyway,
Adam Cole, baby.
So we did a go-to show at Seth's dojo.
We
and
did.
That will
not
come
as
out.
much fun as the wrestling school.
Well, I could have made it more fun.
I know we should have made it more. No, you know what? I forgot about
He was
this. No,
chopping
you know what?
that
I take
pizza.
that back. It's even. Chopping that pizza was the highlight of those go-to shows. Chopping that.
I don't know.
breakfast
The
pizza?
Flamin' Hot Slim Jim when the juice got set aside was
Okay,
pretty good.
that was pretty good.
Pretty
That was
good.
pretty good.
All these shows will be out the week of October 7th, by the way, and we'll tell you why.
My wife's birthday, October 7th.
So
Happy birthday, baby.
I'm texting Seth, I think it was last weekend, before, or like maybe it was a Monday or something, like, hey, we're going to your dojo. Can we still go there on Thursday, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yeah, we could do that. I'll meet you there, whatever. And then he sends me a picture, and he's like, I went to a karate tournament this weekend, and I won, right? And then he texts me this picture, and you can put it up there.
Oh, damn it.
Why do you look like a goddamn child?
And then the picture is...
Because I'm so happy.
You can see this.
That guy is poised. He looks
by the way,
respectable.
Yeah, if you go to.
By the way, there's only two people. There's a podium of three. First, which Seth is standing on, holding his fist out. As if he won the Olympics,
photo
by the
you've
way.
ever taken, by the way. When Tom sent it to me.
This is on Twitch.
Okay, I was actually having a conversation with one of Maisie's friend's parents.
What's going on with that toe?
And I got the text, and I just started laughing so hard. I could not stop laughing.
So I
And
knew
you
it was
can
going to
see
be
this-
funny.
You can see this on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
This is real life.
Go to YouTube, search Tom and Dan Live. You can see this picture.
That
This is
poor
not a
man.
movie. This is real life. Anyway, there's a podium and a backdrop is some sort of karate tournament. It's Seth and a gi. He's standing number one on the top podium, fist up like he won the Olympics. In second place for the silver medal.
How old is that man?
Is I'm not joking. A
He's an
62-year-old man.
elderly
I'm not
man.
even exaggerating.
No.
He's in his 60s. I'm not joking. If he's over 40, he's in his 60s.
How old is he?
I think he was in his somewhere 50s.
He's in his 60s, dude.
Look at his face.
100% he's in his 60s.
Look at that old
Look
man.
at that old man.
He's a sweet old people.
He was really a sweet guy.
That is.
And his kids are my age talking to me afterwards.
His kids are your age. He's definitely in his 60s.
That's 2 years younger than Mr. Miyagi. I'm not joking. That guy is
It's an
in
old
his
man.
60s.
Look, that's an old man.
But look, he was Asian, so he has it in his blood.
And look at how fucking mad he is.
Asians-
He's mad as fuck, that old man. Look at him.
Asians look
Now,
better when
I'm
they get
gonna
older. This guy
hold
could
on a
be in his
second.
70s.
I'm going to do something for the listeners, and I'm going to do something right now, but don't at me.
All right.
But I'm just going to look at this man, and I'm just doing an impression of what I think he sounds like. It has
right.
nothing to do with his race.
All right.
But guaranteed, the look on that man's face is, this is some bullshit.
He's gonna fall on his own sword that night.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And that is
The
not
bullshit.
That is not being racist.
No,
that is
that is
exactly
that's just facts.
what he sounds.
That's just what he sounds like. That's that man.
and he's
Bullshit.
The Peachtree Karate Cup.
That man is mad as fuck. You cannot tell me that is the bullshit.
By the way, no one's standing third place, which tells me that
It's just you two at the tournament?
Even if there were three people, someone has to be third. It's not like no one made third place. There is no one third place. So it's just first,
Well, there are only two contestants.
Seth, and then an old Asian man.
What happened with the bandaged toe?
I cut it like a week up when I'm on my mats a lot and I'm doing.
Oh,
a lot
what
of
on your
sparring.
toe? Let me.
So,
I twist my
let's
foot
go
a lot and
and
it
see.
rips the bottom of my foot off a lot. And
So,
Oh.
Seth,
yeah.
There you are.
what
There's-
karate tournament is this where you're fighting an elderly man?
Okay, so the deal is there's not a lot of participants that do the 35 to 45-year-old advanced divisions. It's not
Okay.
a popular division.
Yeah,
'Cause
because usually by 35 you get a real job.
Yeah.
You are,
Yeah, most people have aged out of the baby hobby of karate by then, right?
Usually by 13.
Fuck off with that.
No, I'm just saying. It's like you stop
There's
playing.
a lot.
Yeah.
Of 18 to 35 is the most packed division there is. 18 to 35. It's packed, big time.
By the time you get to
But-
ninth grade, you're like, you know what? I want a blowjob eventually. Anyway,
Was this at a high school?
Oh man,
That was at a high school.
it was at a high school gymnasium. Oh my god,
where?
In Atlanta.
Georgia.
In Atlanta. It
In
was
Atlanta.
northeast
Lilburn,
Atlanta.
Georgia.
Yeah.
I drove.
Well, he's
7.5
known around here. They kicked him all out, so he's got to go way into a different territory.
I
That
drove 7.5 hours.
Yeah, he's got to
Friday.
get his fix of old man beat up.
Competed Saturday morning, drove back 7.5 hours Saturday night.
Jesus
my God.
Christ.
in the tampon car?
No, I rented a car.
Oh,
Why? Why not drive
Because
the
I don't
Tam-
like putting miles on my
Oh,
car.
okay, I
I
understand.
rented an Explorer. I wanted to like.
Did your girlfriend go with you? Did Tracy go with you?
Tracy went with me. She was helping out coaching the kids because kids went too.
Yeah,
All
it was
my
a kids
went.
tournament. I knew that.
Well, it wasn't just a kids tournament, but my kids also competed, and I had two older guys compete too. I had my 75-year-old compete. He was
Yeah,
in, he was
it's
in
this
the
guy.
You
beat up your own students.
No. But they actually competed against my two older guys competed against each other because there was nobody in their division either. So they went against each other.
So-
it was a small tournament, and I wanted to bring my kids up to a small tournament out of the state for something to do with them.
Now, when you see there's not that many competitors, like at a certain point, do you tell them like you could just do the kids, maybe do double the kids, and because now if I enter and this old man enters,
this is getting into my good story part of the
Don't
segment.
don't dip
because I'll
into
tell
your-
you why
yeah.
I did
Don't
it.
go too soon.
No. That's fine. We'll talk about
But there's
it.
a reason that
And then the other thing I want to ask you about is at the beach party, because I don't think we've talked to you since.
Wait. That guy, by the way, was really good. Kumite fighting part, I understand. You can make fun of me for the Kumite part. but forms, the kata, it doesn't matter how old you are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe his knees didn't work as good as mine, but
Yeah.
maybe his
In
stances
the
weren't
real
as deep.
fighting part, yeah.
I'm not joking. You are the most ripped person I know.
But that doesn't
This
matter
is an
because if I
old
can't
Japanese man.
perform a kata as good as him, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you be able to? Your limbs work better.
Because it's not
They
the-
bend better. Like if one of the moves is to bend down on your knees, and he's got old man knees or a back like mine, he ain't doing nothing.
But are you
Okay.
actually
like I
grappling?
can't
with
do. I
this
can't
old
even
man?
bend over. I can barely walk to Publix right now.
There was 2 categories. There was the fight part of it, and there was the form part of it.
Yeah, the important part and the old man part.
I beat him in both. I got 2 goals.
Oh my God, that's
But
horrible.
what I'm saying is the kata part, it was more even because he actually had a decent kata. His form looked really good.
It should be better.
Looked good.
And
When
you
he
should-
saw
okay,
you, did he?
hold
Was he
on.
mad? Was he like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
he's like, oh, it looks like it's just awesome.
No, you can't do it.
I'm
You
just
can't- you're
joking.
not doing it right.
He didn't sound like that.
Yeah,
He was
so-
actually sounded very, very.
Well,
white.
what Tom and I
Did he
were
know
talking
he's
about
that
is like we guarantee that he was like, "Hey man, you got me this time. Yeah, I'll see you next tournament."
He lived in Atlanta. He was local.
So-
he had his local cheering squad for him.
Did you easily just pick him up? Because old men
There's no
get
picking
lighter.
up. Karate point sparring is just you have to
Would you
touch
just
him, pull
kick
back.
him in his head?
I punched him. I did punch him twice, and his nose was kind of hard. The gloves,
an old man
the
in the
glove-
head.
the
Yeah.
gloves
Was he
squished
like,
in.
"Oh, googly moogly"?
No, he did. He go. I heard him go oof. He goes oof.
Old man in the face.
He said,
Are
"Oof."
your students, kids are watching you?
No, they let the kids weren't in the morning. They were going to come back and watch the adults compete, but they didn't. So
kids don't want to see this.
So
We're
it's
going
just-
to beat up old
it was just Tracy sitting there like this.
Oh my God, he's beating up an old man.
So you
He does this at Cheddar's on the weekends when we're standing in line. He beat up an old man at Cheddar's.
So you bring your 22-year-old girlfriend
Kenny Powers, bro.
You are Kenny Powers.
and then make her watch
did
you
feel a little
beat
Kenny
up an old man.
You punch him in the nose. He's like, "Hold.
I'm not making this up. Seth didn't even want to talk about this today.
No.
He sent me this picture, and he was happy. He was like,
It's
look
a
at
legitimate, the most
No,
ridiculous.
you're
It's
still-
still-
you're
it's
Fred
still
Simmons. You're Fred
nerve-wracking.
Simmons.
You're still
Yeah.
performing in front of dozens of people. No, there was hundreds. There was a couple
Hundreds.
There
the
was a couple
parents
hundred.
of the people competing.
But whatever, it's still nerve wracking. I like to overcome that fear. Of
Are
being
you
nervous.
live on your social media right now?
No, I'm on Twitch.
He's
I'm
watching
reading
the Twitch
Twitch.
chat.
Okay, all
He
right.
tries to see people talk
Yeah,
shit
he
on
likes
him.
to
Make sure
Eagle Eye,
everyone's
though.
nice to me.
Yeah,
'cause
he
I-
flags you guys so your
Not
fat
as
kids
fun.
can't get free karate
Exactly.
at the dojo.
Who are like? I imagine the fat Atlanta dad sitting there watching his son like compete.
Hi, Jeremy.
And
Hi, Jeremy. Kick him good, son. Come on, Jeremy.
when he sees you and the old
Lot of that
man,
stuff.
I
You
wonder.
get a lot of that.
He has to believe he's like, oh, that has to be the parents of
Who
another
the hell
student.
is that? That's Jason Statham. That's goddamn Jason Statham. Hey, Jason. Man,
whole
I
day-
loved you in Transporter 2,
I was
man.
working
Not
there
one,
all
but
day.
2.
Sorry, I was working there all day. That's my good story. I'll get to, but I was working the tournament the whole day, and I wasn't expected to. I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's terrible.
No, yeah.
Terrible. How dare they make you work the karate tournament?
Before we go to break, and then we'll go to your stories because I want to hear this.
And we do need to take a break.
At our beach party, you had Sammy. She was our camel girl. Come
Yes.
out. You followed through. I
was
appreciate
great.
that.
She was
And
kind,
really awesome camel.
great to
down.
our listeners, a
Yeah.
true sweetheart, a gamer.
Did
a
count
trooper.
that cash though?
Did you notice that?
I did notice. I was like, Sammy, just go in the biggest street. I noticed.
Well,
I was
you're
like,
old man.
Because
You're old
yeah,
man.
because we.
Yeah, you're
she
old man
doesn't
like
never
us.
deals with cash.
I
She
guess.
doesn't.
I love
These
it.
young kids, they don't know that you don't count the cash in front of the dumb old man. That makes us hate you.
But the thing is, she started doing it. It's, the you part of the thank you didn't get out of her mouth. She's like, thank you. As she was,
That's fine.
as she was kind of like,
Making sure she got her
I
money.
mean,
She
we're
doesn't
not
know
gonna- look,
the faux pas of cash
Yeah.
because she's 22 or whatever. I mean, how old is she? I never asked you that. I should have been my first question.
She was 16.
no, she's the same as. I think she's 23. 24.
Okay.
Same as
She's
Tracy.
learning her
Anyway,
multiplications in school.
She never deals with cash. Anyway, so and she was great, by the way, super nice.
And she was fantastic, such a gamer.
We kept apologizing. She's like, "What are you apologizing about? It's no big deal."
Yeah,
Like, I'll
she
do
was
it.
great.
So I'm curious to what she thought because it's a weird thing, right? Is it, or am I wrong? Like, this is not a
But
normal.
the thing is, to most people, I guess, yeah, but to her, she does like so much cosplay stuff. She gets hired to do
Yeah.
some really.
I was
crazy
looking at her
stuff.
Instagram.
Yeah,
I
she
think
does
this
a-
was fun.
she's
She even
kinda-
she even made her own little video for her Instagram with the camel mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also pre-warned her. I'm like, just so you know, there might be some dip tobacco spitted in your face. There might
God
be some.
damn.
There might be some.
the whole radio
there might
show.
be some butt
You know,
smacking going
That's
on.
not our listeners.
There might be
Yeah,
some nipple
yeah.
tweaking.
We don't really have those guys.
Yeah.
All right.
So the
Something.
know what I'm saying? A little sprinkle. Don't be in the same room.
No, the whole ride home, she actually was just making a damn TikTok. Literally, the whole ride home, we're all talking, and all I hear is the same music playing over and over on her phone because she's making a TikTok.
So that's what is that. So all younger people do is sit and listen to those TikTok. I see them at like Panera and stuff. Like we get something, you'll hear the loop going over. I'm like,
because they're making one.
Yeah, you're making a TikTok. They need.
I can't. Is it okay? Because I want an old man make fun of it and be
no,
like,
you should lean over and be like, oh, you're making a TikTok.
But if you think about it, they are like cataloging their life that they get to go back and watch.
I like your positivity.
No, I'm just saying, like, if we had that when we were like,
it's like your Counterparts DVD, but
Thomas
on your phone.
We're gonna need a big ass shoulder mounted,
dude. I had already found my lane with radio, but can you imagine? Like, I mean, seriously, a 12-year-old. Dan Dennis you give me the phone and you give me the TikTok, and I'm like remember my PXL 2000, that stupid Panasonic video camera that used cassette tapes, audio cassette tapes to video, was like my favorite tool ever. Like, can you imagine if I had that? Oh my god, dude, I'd be making video. You'd never get me out of my room.
It would be awesome. I was doing that too.
I wouldn't want girls. I would literally just want to make films and little videos and.
Well, that and the unlimited porno you can watch.
That's true.
Then we would never leave our house again.
And then I'd get online and I'd bash women. Yeah, because they don't want to date me. Because that's what the guys do. They don't go out. They don't get women.
Listen,
then you go online and you bash them.
This makes me feel real old. Like there is weird, bizarre shit that I've done in my life. Like
what, bro?
That there's no video of at all. Like there's no video.
All your hate crime phase.
No. That first stunt I did at the Do Action Sports Store or whatever.
Yeah, there's no record of that.
I did like a backflip off a scooter during like the halftime.
You're not going to believe this. I have video of that.
Do you?
Yeah, I'd have to find it. It's probably in my attic.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I was there with Jessica's son Jaden.
Really?
Yeah.
We have always claimed, because that's really the only one.
I have one photo of it of me upside down.
And see if I can find it.
It's a good ass photo too. It's the one where you're fully upside down, right?
But there's no video because.
But what kind of video? Like high 8 tape or something?
No, it's going to be grainy as hell.
It'd be mini DV.
Well, this was pre-cell phone video.
Yeah. This is when you still carried around like a little mini DV quarter.
Crystal recorded it for me in a mini DV video camera. That got stolen from our house.
Gear. Remember, I bought gear after.
Oh yeah.
When you first started, and then I kind of would tag along and start video.
2005 or whatever. Anyway, but the fact that think about it, doing something weird and bizarre like that at an event, and then not having any record of it whatsoever.
Some of my fights I don't have because it was like early 2000s. I have like a couple VHSs, but then I want to see these fights.
You got to convert those, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't have them to convert.
You got to put those on some sort of digital format and throw it on a flash drive, and then save one in the cloud so you never lose it.
But the thing is,
she just said a lot of stuff I don't know already.
Well, with that though,
I get paranoid about that. I do that with Maisie stuff. Like I get paranoid I'm going to lose it, so I throw it in the cloud and put it on a flash drive and to never look at it again. Is that I'm afraid I'm gonna. I'm afraid Andrea's gonna be like, "Hey, do you have any baby pictures or like her first?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I do," and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be like, not know where to get them. No,
100%.
So I have a sort of a digital physical.
We've got a bunch of videos of like old trips in the 90s and early 2000s stuff that we should convert.
You should.
But who's going to watch? My sons are going to. No one. It's going to. When I die, it's going to be digital garbage.
But I look at it differently now. But it's your digital garbage, and if you can, curate it,
polluting the internet.
Well, no, but if you keep it yourself, like Andrea's got some stuff. I've got some stuff of my great grandparents. I've got some pictures of my great grandma, like in these houses that look like they lived in the pioneer days. I don't know, man. I can't part with that. It's not garbage. No,
I understand.
I don't know what to do with it.
Well, when even if they don't look at it now, when they're older, they'd want to have pictures of their great-great-grandparents.
That's where you're wrong, and that's where he's right. Maisie gives no fucks about any of this, and will not.
You got to teach her that family's important.
But I don't. Okay, thank you. He knows.
Your kids are just part of you.
Yeah, I'm only keeping it because it's what my mom and my dad would want me to do. If you remember, I'm the guy that when we took like that house and everything in it, people were like, "Oh," I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Really?
All I cared about in that house was Maggie and my mom. That's it. Everything else in there can go to fucking hell. I do not care.
So did Sam? I'm more talking not the wearing the camel mask and that thing, but just like we're doing an event where a bunch of people.
Why are all these people lining up to take pictures?
What is it?
Well, I did tell her why the viral video, and I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. She's like, "Oh, it wasn't very viral then, was it?" I was like, "No, I thought it was."
Trombone trombone titties.
Yeah, I did. I
viral.
searched it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, also, it was at a time when it's not going to be... it is harder to find now.
And by the way,
The original
she must have been
got
like, who
pulled
cares?
down.
Every video's viral. Like, because you got a million views. My last TikTok has 1 million views.
And you know what? Viral...
It's like 1 million views, that doesn't mean anything anymore.
Viral finally means what it meant with a viral infection in that it's like nothing. It's like...
I literally put trombone titties. It's the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, no,
It was like, yeah.
It's still
I
there,
did search titties. And
People go viral all
Just
the time,
titties.
and it means nothing, though. It's literally meaningless. Like, you can put a video out and get a million views, and it's like, how does it change your life? It doesn't.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But if you try to, as a business, you would never even... It's like a random thing that happens.
Serious
that no one
question related to, well, not necessarily to Sammy, but back to you beating up old men. When do you stop?
I don't think.
That's an honest answer.
I'm
you know
too
what?
addicted.
I respect that answer.
Oh, I hope you're one
too
day going to be
addicted.
second place old man.
Okay, is that when you stop?
And then a young...
So you go.
Oh, man.
Be serious. So you go there.
God, I almost want to train Max to be the next Seth Petroselli.
He won't live that long.
Of course he will.
See how I planted that seed, though? No, I totally believe he would. But I was getting him. Because it feels good to bully me. I'm like, you bullying me.
All that MRI radiation.
I know. I was worried about that. No, MRI doesn't have radiation, but the CTs and the PET scans.
Yeah, and you're drinking all that radioactive juice.
Oh yeah,
you got to drink the juice.
I'm more worried about the actual picture, the radioactive pictures. The juice goes in and out of your
So
system.
you go and old man beats you. Do you talk about it?
I'd probably throw the metal in the trash and be pissed.
Would you
off.
be upset?
Yeah, I'd definitely be upset. I'd be like, what the
You
hell?
wouldn't want to lose in front of
I was
your
upset.
students.
I was upset my performance when I was fighting this old man. And I was like, no, I felt sluggish. I felt slow. She's like, you did fine. I'm like, no, I was slow and I didn't extend my punches fully. But,
Yeah.
Oh my god, it must be so fucking exhausting.
So your review on the 7-hour ride home.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Even though he fucking won.
You
What an asshole.
Yeah, they're in the film room.
Yeah. I'm sure she loves that. Like,
she did film it and I was like, let me see the film of it.
Put it on the iPad.
So I watched it.
Enhance. I'm not extending. Jesus.
Oh, man.
Back to the drawing board. I'll train for a
That's what
year.
her boyfriend's like before you. It must have been terrible.
What did you guys do last night?
Well, I sat around and my boyfriend showed me some video footage, training footage of him beating up other grandpas, and then how he can get better at beating up grandpas.
The problem is, a 22-year-old...
That is not Tracy.
Other 22-year-old guys aren't rich because what's the likely... how do you get rich?
Less bored,
Unless
though.
you're
So you're saying she's only with Seth for money?
No,
No, he's a good-looking guy.
Putting that into...
By the way, I'm not paying for any. I haven't paid. What am I buying? I'm not buying her shit.
I'm just
I pay for
putting it-
groceries sometimes.
Hey,
she's moving back
I'm
in this
not
weekend.
buying
She's
her
paying rent.
shit.
Oh, she's moving back in this weekend.
moving back in
If
this
you
weekend.
offered me a free
She
trip
had to pay half the rent?
Yeah, she's paying rent. Yeah,
If you
half of my mortgage, no, she's not. She
if
definitely
you
can't
offered
do
me a free trip to watch you beat up grandpas, I would take
This
it.
is nuts.
I would take it.
that. But anyway, my goal. I just love competition, and
Why
of
not
course I
fight-
don't want to fight old men.
Well, why not fight people
But I
your
want
own
to.
age?
I do. Last tournament, I fought 2 or 3 senseis that were higher than me, that were the same age as me. They were like 39, 38,
where are those photos?
and I beat them.
I didn't see those photos.
What do you mean? That was a.
I want to see
I
a
thought I
photo
got
of
a
you
picture of
standing
that.
next to another Seth.
Well, they don't have the 1, 2, 3 thing all the time. Usually, they just take a picture just standing.
This is
there
only
with
for
everybody.
grandpas.
Yeah, sometimes they don't have the podiums like that.
I also need-
But I did. I competed last time. I want to compete against like the best senseis like I'm doing.
Okay.
And there, that's what I want
Is
to
Tracy going to eventually start mimicking you and beating up grandmas?
do. I'm trying to convince her to compete in the end of October.
That's
There's an
fantastic.
Orlando tournament.
Oh, now you want to talk about a kink that maybe I got? I'll watch Tracy beat up some grandmas. I'll watch that shit all day long. Hot girl. I'm not saying nothing nudity, no nudity. I'm just saying watching hot girls beat up old grandmas. I was like, oh my god,
She'd be in her own age
I'm
category.
so stressed out. Let me watch some grandmas. Oh, that's so good.
She'd be fighting against the 18 to 35-year-olds, I think.
Let's
That's a pretty big gap, right?
Yeah, it's a-
Hey,
let's take a quick break.
my grandma you're talking about.
We'll come back. We'll do some Seth good and bad story because I want to hear the rest of this.
Handle it. The name of the artist is Sunking. The name of the song is My Mind is an Oven. So we'll get our head right as we eke into this break. 1-844-TOMNDAN show at TomandDan.com for last minute emails. Navigating real estate right now can be a bit of a nightmare. It can be confusing, it can be intimidating, but it does not have to be. That's why we urge you, and not just because that, one half of the Bart Merrick team is your wife, your lovely wife, Crystal Van. But just they're amazing realtors. And Bart Merrick and the Bart Merrick team of Bart Merrick and Crystal Van, they're going to do you right.
Well, do yourself a favor and use a team with a lot of experience in the current market. If you use a realtor that doesn't have a lot of experience, you're doing yourself a disservice.
You need them with the attention to detail. That's what Crystal's specialty is. Bart's been doing this for so long. He knows the natural progressions of real estate and how things happen.
Well, they know the market and the current market because it changes so often, and they'll help you buy a house. They'll help you correctly price your house so you could sell it. You're not going to be able to purchase a house in this market without someone with experience and knows, and Bart and Crystal know. We have a listener on the line, Deo, that used Bart and Crystal. How you doing, Deo?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. So you purchased a new construction, correct?
Nice.
Correct, yes.
How was your experience with the Bart Merrick team?
It was really good because my husband is a BDM, so that's how we were able to get in touch with her. I think the first time I met her, I wasn't so sure who I was going to be meeting. So when she showed up, I was like, wow, we're meeting her, like the wife. He's like, yes, what do you think I was talking to you about? I was like, I don't know.
I like that. People are skeptical.
Yeah.
It says something bad about us, by the way, because it's.
Just giving us an idea of what to expect as a first-time buyer, and always emphasizing that it's okay if we don't find what we're looking for, immediately, and not to get frustrated, and at the same time not to settle. So always make sure, do not settle. If you don't like it, that's fine. Let's move on, So the experience was actually pretty good. And she was very patient and always willing to talk on the phone and answer text messages. So it was really good. It was really good. If I have to do it again, I would definitely pick her again. So it was awesome.
Well, Deo, thank you so much for using the Bart Merrick team. We appreciate it. I'm glad your experience went well.
And I'm glad that Crystal was able to make you not think ill of the program. She reversed it, and Crystal was able to...
I'm like, wash your Juggalo makeup off before you meet with Deo. She's not a listener. She's going to be freaked out. Anyway.
No. At first, it was the first time I listened to you guys' podcast. It was kind of like, oh, okay, but then I got used to it. I was like, okay, I actually like this.
Very good. The first time you listen, you're like, oh, I don't want to. And then after a long time, long time, you're like, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just lay here.
You just lay there and take it. All right, Dale, thank you so much. If you and your husband ever want to come by and watch a show,
we'd
you're welcome
love to have you. Yeah, please come by and see us, okay?
And also, Dale, I don't know if your husband told you, but you qualify for a free plant from Gabrielle Plant. So if you go on Tnd.com and fill out the free plant form, you'll get a free house plant sent to your house
from Gabriella, and these are great plants.
Okay, all right, and just to say thank you, Krista, for always answering my questions and text messages even at night on the weekend. She was great. She's always answering my questions.
I'm so happy for you guys. That's awesome. You're so sweet, and we really appreciate the time and you being such a good sport, taking the time to be on here. Give some love to your husband and thank him as well from us. And hey, thanks for using our sponsors. We really appreciate it, okay?
All right. Have a good time.
Yeah, you too. Have a great weekend. She's awesome.
She is awesome.
She said your wife made us...
I Shanghaied her last...
Don't say Shanghaied her. You can't say that. This lady might be Asian. What are you doing?
All right. God. That was my go-to.
Christ. We're kamikaze it is
I gave her like 2 minutes heads up before I called her. So it's like she was driving. She's like, I can do it. Anyway.
Very good.
Also, if you're looking to buy outside of Central Florida, the Bart Merrick team can refer you to a qualified agent. Other places,
sometimes
even outside
people
Florida.
that we know, we have good friends that are realtors that they work with, and Bart and Crystal, they're very well connected. Especially Bart, he's been doing this for forever.
So even if it's outside the area you think they service, they can refer you to the right real estate agent that's going to take care of you. That's vetted by them. So again, it's BartTheRealtor.com.
The name of the band is Thick. The name of the song, Happiness. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Sam's here. Seth's here. I'll be at Toll Road Brewing in Ocoee on September 30th at 7:30 if you want to come have a beer with me. Or it's just a come hang out.
Good brewery.
Come hang out the day before
beers.
Pumptoberfest.
Hey, will you still give people, if, like, let's say me and Andrea saunter up the old Toll Road, will you give us our swinger meter, Swinging Peter swinger meter?
Yes, I will. I'll also buy anybody a beer. Just ask for one. Anybody who comes
a beer.
Yeah, just come by. I'll buy you a beer. And I'll tell you anything.
Jesus Christ, that's awesome. And tell me anything.
I'll tell you the truth.
Wait a minute. This is like those fortune teller machines in the movie Big.
Yeah.
Except this one gives you a beer and doesn't shut up.
Let's do some Seth Goodbye.
All righty, buddy.
Hi, me Seth. Me gonna tell you a couple stories, okay? You're gonna be impressed. Me tell you 2 stories. One good, one bad. Me tell you a good one. Me promise you will laugh. Wait, why me see chat room saying good ones seem kind of bad? Huh. One story good. One story bad. One story feel happy.
I sing this in the shower.
One story me sad.
Because of the, because you got the nice, you got some reverb in there.
Big hero. The next me douchebag. One story me good. Me really good. Me telling you this story good. One story me bad.
And I'm gonna change this next week. I'm gonna use Melissa did a video of this that you can see on YouTube. I'll send it to you. It's really funny, but I'll use it as the intro. So we'll have.
I kind of want to do a karaoke one day at my house this summer.
JustCallMo.com.
Yeah. Let me give you a little Mo. Hold on. Okay. There we go.
That was a rockin' Mo.
That is Tecmo. There we go. Okay.
All right, Seth. Where do you want to start with?
So instead of circling back to it after the bad stories, I'll just go right back to the tournament thing.
Okay.
So the reason that I wanted to compete at the very end was because I drove 7.5 hours there. I knew I was going to drive 7.5 hours.
Wait, so there was a possibility that you weren't going to compete?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was up in the air.
You surveyed, and you were like, there's a bunch of grandpas. I'm getting in there.
It depended on my competition, then I was going to decide or not.
Okay, that's okay. That's an honest answer.
Yeah, but I mean, I wanted to compete
grandpa?
anyway.
I'll fight.
No, I told you I wanted to fight the best. But anyway, prior to coming up, the organizer of this said, "Hey, look, we're down a bunch of refs. And I haven't reffed in like 20 years. You have to have a specific...
We need a special guest enforcer.
You have to have a specific suit, the proper colors, everything to referee official WKF matches.
You have to have a bright purple Stacey Adams.
It's a navy blazer, black pants, white shirt, red tie. It has to be exact colors.
Wait, a Pee Wee Herman suit. It's a gray suit, white shirt, bright red tie, and a bike, and a fat lady driving an 18-wheeler that turns to claymation. It yells, "Tell him Lars Marr sent ya!"
Hold on, I'm trying to think of like traditional karate tournament.
Watch
it's that fat guy on the video game when he goes half point.
Yeah, that's exactly. But it's all Japanese. Yeah, you have to know every Japanese term lingo that is warning shots, half points.
I could totally go out there and be half point.
That's not what you gotta do.
Full point.
So
I've played the video game, dude. I know.
So
what the fuck I'm doing.
I didn't really expect to do it. He warned me. He's like, "Look, we're down. If you could do it, that would be great. Or maybe help out if we need it." I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." But I really didn't expect to. I brought the suit that I haven't worn in 15 years with me. So as I got there, I'm having to coach all my kids, like 3 or 4 kids and 4 adults.
Stop eating your boogers
all day.
Get your finger out of your butt, Jonathan.
I did yell at a kid the other day for picking his nose.
Why are you picking your fucking nose? You're here to represent the dojo.
I feel bad because I knew I did that when I was younger too. Because I get yelled at for doing the same thing.
Well, I kind of don't want to yell. You threw your shit pants over the. Don't tell them anything of what you used to do. You might rub off on them in the wrong way.
I mean, I think I have awkward interactions with kids because even though I have kids, other kids I have awkward interactions with. Like I don't know how to talk to them.
One kid put their mouth on where you press the door door open? She goes, and opened it. and opened the door with her mouth.
Where did she learn that?
I go, stop. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, oh. And she smiled. I'm like, that's not funny.
the way I open doors now.
Yeah, kids are weird, man.
I'm like, that's disgusting. I'm like, don't do that.
They do all kinds of
looking
weird
at me
stuff.
like,
Just ignore it. That's what I do.
Anyway, when I got there, he's like, look, we are down a lunch of refs.
Go get your pee-wee suit.
Really appreciate it if you could help out. So, of course, I did it. I didn't want to do it, but I did it, and I did kind of expect him to like pitch in a little bit and throw me some cash at the end or something like that for doing it.
And
that's not why I did it, but I was like, maybe for my time all day, literally from 8 in the morning to 5 at night.
Maybe they let you beat up this grandpa. Maybe they, maybe this grandpa was better
so
than.
Normally, I'd have to pay to do that. It was $80 entry fee.
Oh, free grandpa beating?
They didn't let me. They didn't
Write
let
that
me
down.
pay. So I did get a free participation.
Now
That's
with
why
a
I
free
competed.
grandpa beating.
So I competed.
Have you ever wanted to beat up a grandpa? All you have to do is be a Pee Wee Herman rep and say, "Huff point," and then we'll give you your free grandpa of your choice, and you can beat the shit out of him. And he'll say, "This is some bullshit."
So, when you were reffing, like you haven't done this in years.
Yeah.
Were you even doing it right?
No, I was doing it correct because it came back like that.
Oh yeah, it's like riding
one
a
of the
bike.
head,
Beating grandpa's like riding a bike, Tom. You never forget your first grandpa.
one of the head refs was like up to date, and he actually he certified people to do it. So he helped me for the first match. He had me watch.
Try
He's
to
like-
just say
he's
half
like- he's
point
like, this-
instead of
huff point.
That's kind of disrespectful.
And he kind of gave me the updates, and he's like, "Okay, we say that we do this now. We do this hand gesture now. It's this wording now.
It's this.
And
you
I
do
did
the
it, like-
okay sign. So whenever there's a full point, you do okay sign. I got it.
But anyway, it came back to me right away, and I did the whole time. So the problem with this is I had a lot of people competing. It wasn't a big tournament.
Oh, you're throwing the matches for your kids. You fucking! Oh my God! You're like half. You gave all your kids full point.
I didn't.
Full point.
I did the
You're
opposite.
picking his
No,
nose.
listen.
You're like full point for picking his nose. That's a new move.
The sensei of the competitor.
Collusion.
Yeah.
They usually don't. You're supposed to respectfully bow out and have somebody else go in.
Yeah,
when that
respectfully
happens.
bow out. You
But
know
there
that.
wasn't enough referees to go around, so I had to stay and judge my own kids. But I did the opposite of what you think I did. I literally scored it for the other kid when I think my kid did good, and I felt really extremely bad about it.
Well, this is fucked.
Well, because listen,
This is
I'm going to tell you.
You screwed your own.
I'm going to tell you why.
God.
That's even worse.
Oh my
This is the bad
God,
story,
where's
right?
the
This is the
fucking
bad
loyalty
story.
to the dojo.
Yeah.
You want loyalty to you make us fucking bow, and then you gave me the fucking half point.
Are they supposed to die for
shit.
you?
Oh,
Like,
I'll tell you
Oh
about.
my God.
you told me you would die for your sensei, or you chop your
said
fingers.
you'd lay on a sword, a gravy-stained sword.
I'll tell you why. What happened first? Let me chill. It was the forms.
Chill, man.
It was the form competition. The forms, right? He did his kata. His stance is perfect, way better than the other kids. His blocks, perfect, way better than the other kids. His punches, snappier, way snappier than the other kids.
Snappier punches.
But he went the complete wrong direction in the kata, and he had the wrong block out than the leg. So he screwed up the kata.
Yeah.
But his form and technique looked fucking perfect.
Okay.
The other kid did the kata perfect, but his form and technique looked like trash, horrible shit. So there's 5 refs. We all sitting in a corner, and there's one head judge. A flag, a red flag, a blue flag. You're supposed to hold the flag up for who you think won, right?
Well, when you get to say half point in like
That's for the fighting. We can get to that. So for the kata, he blows the whistle twice. He goes doo doo, and then everyone throws up the flag for who you think won.
Did you do the one where you're looking
It was
you did like blue red.
It was
red blue.
It was 2-2. I was the determining factor, and I voted for the other kid. So if it wasn't for me, he would.
I
You
swear-
stood there and looked in your eyes.
I would look at that. I'd be like,
But you have no-
I
you
know
put it
where
up
I'm
in the
not
same-
kicking on Monday.
you
Fuck
put
your dojo.
You put the flag up at the same time, so it just happened that I would have been the determining factor. He blows it twice. Everyone puts the flag up at the same time.
Well, you should have
They
put
count
yours
the
up real
flag.
fast.
Well, no, I should have waited
Is
a
he
split second and
standing
see.
there? The kid?
The kid's standing there facing
Oh,
straight
God.
up.
Why would you do this to me, Sensei?
But he
I
knew
have
it.
trained for you.
I explained to him and his
I
mom.
cleaned up all of that pizza behind. I cleaned up all of that gravy-based pizza behind your dojo that you asked me to, and I put it in the dumpster just like you said, sir. And you gave me no points.
He's
I
a
just kicked it
7-year-old.
under the car.
He's a 7-year-old kid. He's really good. He loves karate. He's a cool kid.
But
Well,
now
he
I
just
don't
killed
love
his
it.
passion.
Yeah, I know.
That's as old as Max.
He's like, oh, it's all rigged.
So he went up to me, and his mom did too, and like, so why did I lose? lose that? And I'm real sad. I was like, I'm like,
because me no want to do this, and me in a weird position, and me brain not fast.
And I didn't want to do the opposite. If I did the other way, I could have said that I was cheating.
You were just supposed to be fair, dude.
But that to me was fair because he screwed up his kata. The other kid didn't.
Yeah,
he looked better.
Look, but me distracted, me just looking forward to beating up Grandpa.
It could have went either way.
If it could have gone either way, why not go towards the way of your student that you have to drive the van home and sitting back there?
Because I didn't want to be the only flag for him, and everyone else throws the other. Then I look like I'm definitely
only flags
for him.
I've been on there. It's rough.
But then when it came to the
surprise,
yeah, you'd be surprised.
I made up.
They have the Trump wig on.
I made up for it because in this fighting part, he had to fight the same kid,
and then I cheated for him.
I didn't cheat for him, but there was this tie, which usually never happens in sparring. It was a tie, so at the end of a tie, the new rule is they do the same flag system, who you thought won the fight.
Yeah.
I threw it for him this time, and it was half and half split, and I was the deciding factor for him to win the fighting competition. So I made up for it with the
Okay, so you're doing like a baseball ref where I messed up that call in the third inning.
Okay,
in the sixth inning, I got you back. I got you back. You got that ball, I gave it to you, buddy. That's how we even it out. That's fair. That is actually how sports is played. Yeah. I am all about, if you are a ref and you make a bad call, if you can settle it later, I'm all about that. That's the way the world works. So,
and one more thing that was kind of messed up, and you guys are going to make fun of me for this because I didn't tell you.
Okay.
I won the Kumite hands, like, he didn't even score a point on me. I won.
What's Kumite?
The fighting part.
Okay.
I won like 8-0.
So you're just
or you punched him twice. Did he even come close? Like, did he?
Yeah, he actually did like graze my stomach.
Like,
that's not close.
And like, did you do that move where you jump back and because I do that when my son's trying to punch me.
I did try to sweep him once. I felt bad, but I was like, I'm gonna try to sweep this guy.
Why? Why would you?
Because you get a full 3 points if you knock him on the ground.
Your grandpa.
You're gonna sweep his old man legs out.
We should know how to break fall. He's a black belt. You should know how to hit the ground.
Break fall.
It's called break fall.
Hip fall.
Yeah, hip fall. But
do you get to keep your black belt even if you get too old to do the things you used to know? Because like, okay, you could make the argument if you reset right now, he could not pass the black belt test.
Oh, you mean he should lose it and start to regress like almost like a premiership football?
He just got his. He's only been training for like 5. He just got it like a year ago.
He's only been training for 5 years.
He just started in.
He started when he retired
5 years ago. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, my God. He's like, well, I am Asian.
I don't know.
Time to do it.
Is this a sanctioned event? Because it was in a high school gym.
It's
some guy just started after he retired from like the post office.
Didn't you?
This old man just got his black belt from a dojo factory. Like,
didn't you start karate when you were like 5 or 6?
1986.
You've been doing karate for 40 years.
Yeah,
right. Which is like, if you're truly a martial artist, you study your entire life.
Yeah, but I guess the old man who just started as a hobby because his wife died.
Advanced as long as you're black.
I'm saying, I'm like,
I need something to occupy my time, and it keeps me limber. And he's on like the cover of like some aging magazine.
He didn't have a wife there. That's
was this or Walmart reader?
And then later that night, after you beat him, he went home and it's all dim lit, and he's kneeling in front of her photo, and he lays one magnolia in front of it. He's fucking crying, and then he goes into another room and he takes a sword over. Gone forever.
He disgraced the memory of his life.
2 little boys you were talking to, they grab those paper doors, they just pull them shut, they let him die. They
the
let
entire
him bleed
time
out.
I'm letting you guys say
I've
this.
played enough Japanese video games to know what happens. He dishonored the family, now he killed himself.
I forgot.
He was Hispanic, by the way. I'm letting you guys say this, but he was an Hispanic guy. Just so you know, you racist bastards.
Oh, well, that changes everything.
It literally was like it was this. It was more. Thank you.
Everybody was laughing.
Speedy Gonzalez?
This guy's laughing next door. He didn't know either.
You're not better than me. You think you're better than me?
We're all laughing.
He might have been.
All right, what do you want?
Fine.
So the good thing is,
is this a good story or bad
I stepped up and I refereed all day for free and helped out this guy that would have otherwise not had enough referees to do the tournament. And you'd have to stop 1 ring and just do 2 rings instead of 3 rings like they did. And I help my student out.
That's pretty good.
Look, okay, I was gonna say
they didn't give you anything free lunch, like
a Subway.
Oh yeah, they had food up there, but it was like NARP.
Here's a 6-inch Subway sub and some baked Lays.
Yeah, it was like chips and like I don't know, crap, Pop Tarts.
I love
muffins. It's disgusting.
We got some Krispy Kreme donuts.
It was Atlanta food. It was like
Atlanta
it was
is
fried chicken.
You don't go to Atlanta Atlanta to eat health food.
At least put a spread out of fast food.
Just put the fruit.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
But Tracy,
Stacks of cold burgers. Nothing such a powerful like stacks of paper wrapped cold hamburgers.
At least put a pyramid of Big Macs.
so Tracy,
Pyramid of Big Mac.
It is impressive.
Tracy knew this, and she's so sweet. She went in the car, and we brought a whole bunch of food and stuff with us. And I
I
didn't know
brought you some kale chips.
No, I didn't know she packed like lettuce, tomato. She made me a full paleo bread sandwich, turkey sandwich with
She's
like
too good
lettuce.
for you.
Yeah, man,
tomato.
she's great.
She handed it to me. She's like, "Hey, are you hungry?"
She's so sweet.
I'm like, "Fucking kidding." And I started getting, I didn't even say thank you. I was like, "Fucking this sucks." So I got referee. Miserable.
I would say thank you, but I'm too mad.
Yeah. No, I said thank you to her.
So
I did say, "Why don't you compete?" And you fucking lazy bastard.
What hotel did you stay in up there?
Oh,
You
I got
stayed
that.
at
I got the. Actually, I
stayed at the
I
bad
booked the
one.
cheapest hotel, but
No,
it
you
looked.
didn't.
But
No,
but
you
it looked okay. No, I thought I
No,
did.
I had the cheapest hotel.
You're right because I thought I
mine,
did.
I can't get the brown. Here's an update from last week. Remember when I took my my pants off in the shower, and then when I pulled them up, it pulled the drain up,
Yeah.
and it had the hair and the gunk and all the brown water in the bottom. Well, now that liner, and I cut the liner out of my chubbies because it's stained brown. I can't get the water stains out of it. Like I have clothing that was in that hotel that I can't wear again.
Oh, God.
That white shirt that I got from Old Navy or some bullshit. It's ruined.
Ugh. I thought I booked it. It was like $80 a night. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a shithole. I walked in.
$80? That is cheap.
It was fucking nice. I was like, holy shit!
Oh,
Like,
man,
and she's
mine
like,
was
oh, this
like-
is nice. I'm like, it
They
shouldn't
charged
be.
our company
I have
card
no
like
idea. It was
$600 for my
nice.
room.
But I got it cheap because I was gonna be there one night, sleep, and then leave the next day. But I didn't think that I would compete and I had to be all sweaty and nasty. I need a shower before I drive 7 hours home. So I asked one of my students. He had a hotel room for that night. I was like, hey, can I come use your shower?
What?
And then leave. From
You
there.
are
Showered in a
absurd,
teen
sir.
boys room.
So
All
I
right.
showered.
You are not poor. You could get a regular fucking
That's
hotel
what that
for
grandpa
1
said.
hour.
After you beat
Yeah,
that grandpa,
no.
he's like, you may have beaten me,
Did you
but
pay-
at least I don't shower with a young boy.
This
No, he was a young. He was one of my.
He said that as he killed himself. Isn't that great? That'd be great. Tell me that's not a great ending to a movie.
It wasn't
It's-
a
the
kid.
grandpa's laying there.
The
and he's laying
mom
there.
there?
No, it was the
What's the
adult. It was one of
mom
my
there?
adults. It was a 27-year-old
Okay.
student that competed.
All right.
I used.
Was
his
he like,
bathroom.
why aren't you just using yours?
I told him I was like, hey, I don't have a hotel room. Can I come use your shower?
So you lied.
Is he like, yes, sensei? Because you train them.
Yeah,
to
I
do
gotta
whatever.
tell you,
Exactly.
if my sensei called my room and my mom answered,
wouldn't even
and
pick
my
up.
mom was like, "It's your sensei. He wants to come use your shower." I'd be
Tell
like,
him to bring his
I'd be like, "He's a
sandals.
pedophile, Mom. We're switching dojos."
Yeah.
So,
No, he was nice. It's Keel. Keel's a good guy. He's competed too. He did great. He got gold medal.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Build him up like a pedophile would.
is there a bad story? I'm
They're all
Yeah, you
bad.
forgot that was the good one.
They're all
Well,
bad.
my bad stories go back to when I was working for my grandfather.
Oh, it's all about grandfathers today. That's the theme of today's show. Welcome to Grandpa Day. On the show.
Is this what caused?
Yeah.
Grand podcast.
Yeah, someone's hatred for old
No,
men.
I love my
Slap
grandpa.
tits.
That's why I feel so bad about the things I'm about to tell you that I did when I worked for his business.
Oh, you feel bad now? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I felt bad. Well, not
Yeah.
at the time. I guess I didn't. But
So, and what was his business again?
It was called Peachtree Construction. It was one of the biggest construction companies in Cape Coral, Florida. Like he owned it for 40-something years. I didn't
Why do I feel like we're preparing for the greatest?
Petrocelli Construction.
know. Yes.
You shit in some walls, didn't you?
Down in South Florida.
All of my nail guns got shits in them.
Well, honestly, the
he
story
hired his grandson because he was trying
for a
to
couple
do...
of summers because I'm just trying to make some extra money for the summer.
Oh.
And I've told you some, not the ones I'm telling you now, but I've told you some in the past where my uncle worked with me and I used to shit in the grapefruit and shit in the sobe bottles and shit.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Shit all over
He's
top
like,
of
I'm
them.
ready.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
like,
So I did all that
I've
already.
got my apron on.
There's hundreds of those stories.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into those. So there's a couple big things that I kind of did that were really kind of fucked up. So I was on one job with my dad.
Hold on, can you pause for a second? We have listeners in today, and thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it, and we're getting through all the listeners that are signed up to get through, and I love it. I'm glad to have you guys back. But
I know Tom is because he saw one of the listeners in a thong at
Yeah,
the beach
he did.
party.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm
confused. What's going on?
No, yeah.
He's uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable.
Nice
Yeah.
job.
Oh,
I literally am watching them as Seth is telling the story. They're like, yes, yeah. I love
It's
it.
coming,
I love it. Yeah.
So my dad sometimes used to let me operate the backhoe, and if you guys don't know what a backhoe is, it's like a big front end loader with a scooper in the back that you dig giant holes with and you fill in stuff. So the stem wall was up on a house. So if you the stem wall is like the base concrete and bricks that make the foundation of the house.
Okay.
It's about 3 feet, 4 feet high, and it outlines the whole outside of the house, the inside of the house. Okay.
You are Petrozelli. You're swinging and winging those construction terms around.
Yeah. So
and don't you have to have some sort of training to operate?
I'm fucking 15, 16 years old doing it, and usually I'm really good at it. But this one time I was bailing in a stem wall, so I'm digging dirt from outside the house, putting it inside the stem wall because you compact it, and that's the base of your house. Okay. So as I'm doing it, putting in a bunch of stuff, my dad's in the truck smoking weed or something. I don't fucking know what the fuck he's doing.
Already off to a good start.
He's in the truck just letting me do the work for him.
Smoking weed.
He's done this his whole life.
Hey, you dig the dirt. I'm going to go get right.
God,
it's the only thing he could do to calm down. And
as your
scream.
life picture gets painted, I'm starting to understand more and more. Like,
can you imagine a scenario?
Now, I understand your dad working for you down the line when you were an adult and you're forcing him to do this
Can you
work.
imagine a scenario where you just let Tommy, hey, Tommy, talk to Dan for a little bit. I'm going to go to the bathroom and smoke weed.
Yeah, well,
that would be awesome, right?
It's you do to others what's done to you. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyway.
So as I'm scooping this dirt and putting it in the house, there's 4 feet of brick around the whole house that these masonry people laid and stuff like that. So one time, I guess I just didn't hoist the backhoe up high enough to get it to go across, and I halfway and it just swung it right into the whole fucking wall of the house, collapsed the whole side of the house. Like I'm talking like,
what the fuck you doing? I just lit my packs.
But my dad didn't see it. I fucking got out, and when I hit it,
would you get him and just start running?
I didn't hit it too hard, so I hit it where it broke in the seams where they actually laid the concrete where you put the bricks on top of the bricks.
Inside,
So anyway, I fucking took about 30 minutes, put it all back together by hand. I didn't seal it. I just stacked it on top of each other.
You gently you treated a house like a vase.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
I just gently stacked the brick on top of each other so it looked like it was okay.
And
but as soon as you went up to it, if you touched it would just fucking collapse.
And
right
that
over
was that
there.
apartment building in Miami. That was the one.
And I continued bailing it in, and I said, "All right, Dad, I'm done." And we put the backhoe on, and we just took off. I never said a fucking
That's the worst
word
thing you've ever done
about anything.
That's the worst one.
This is probably like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth.
And
of
a
like,
safety.
oh,
That's
fuck.
bad.
And safety.
That's bad.
I'm sure they would have seen it in the inspection. I hope.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
Inspection.
I didn't expect that. We're in Florida.
These are operating the backhoe. You think there's an inspection going
they're
on?
a house inspection. Before they move on to the next thing, they do a house
I think the
inspection.
chat room agrees with me. I think this is your worst one.
No.
This is bad, dude. This is a bad one.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like one of those ones you can't go back and like fix it at all. Like it's.
Well, they could probably go
Someone
back
got
a week
fired,
later.
right?
Do you remember the house?
No.
Like someone definitely got
Someone
fired and
came
blamed on like someone took the blame for this.
I want to know what happened to it. I want to know how it did it get inspected? Didn't pass? And
I'm sure they had to have seen it because if. Yeah, I mean, once you start putting more brick on top of it, it's just going to collapse even more.
Or is this one of those cases where, and there are these, now follow me if you guys have any of these, where your dad saw you do it. And he saw you, follow me with, like, I'm creating a scenario that may or may not have happened. Dad was in the truck. You thought he didn't see it. He saw you. Everything got stacked back. He saw you were doing it. It was really bad.
Yeah.
And he just went and fixed it and just kind of kept it close to the vest. Is it possible?
No. Knowing my dad, no.
He would have brought that shit up.
It's
fucking shit. What the fuck is going through your headset?
Because, there are dads that see you make the massive mistake, and then they just kind of hold it because it's bad.
Yeah.
And then
it was an honest mistake. It's not like I intentionally knocked the wall down.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Not like the rest of my stories.
You were covering up because maybe your dad knew that he would be angry, and maybe he had a moment where he's like, oh man, he probably did that because he knows I'm going to be super pissed.
Yeah, no, he would have let me know. For sure.
Interesting.
And
I think that's your worst one.
I mean, I have a bunch. I don't know if I should just tell them all that or like a bunch.
Go ahead with
You got one more?
Well, I got a lot more. But,
let's
okay,
go.
one of them is with my dad again, I guess. I was shoveling on the side and on the side of the road, moving like giant rocks or something like that as he's using the backhoe. And where we pull, we pull the backhoe on a truck. The actual truck has a giant glass rear window. So I remember me and my dad were he said do something. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be there. I was fucking pissed off. I was like 17. This is like right when I was about to graduate high school. I remember picking up the rocks and just chucking them just like for fun.
If we've learned anything other than just how gross Seth is, he also hates to work.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
not my
to be
own type of
honest-
work. My type of work I
You
like.
hated refereeing. You're like, God, I had to work
I
all
complained
day.
about it, but I enjoyed it.
Tom also hates. These guys hate everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Doing construction work as a team,
shit. It's
you
shit.
don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Especially most of it's digging or just picking up rocks or trash, right?
Yeah.
So
well,
you're
yeah.
throwing rocks.
Yeah, I'm throwing rocks, and I'm getting it closer and closer to the truck that we pulled in. There's a giant big mirror, and I'm like trying to like just skim the top of it just for fun. It's like fuck this, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna hit it.
You're fucking off now.
I'm fucking off. I'm fucking off. Yeah. So I pick up a fucking big one. I scoop it and then sling it, and we're fucking straight through the back of the truck, shatter the whole back. It's my grandfather's truck. He has we have like a fleet of like 6 or 7 big dump trucks.
Oh, okay.
So it went right through the back of it, shattered the whole back thing. I was like, fuck, I'm not putting that back there. I can't fucking fake this.
God.
So I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, I was just shoveling and throwing. And
I saw what the fuck you did, you fucking moron.
I mean, I was obviously fucking off on purpose getting it close, but I just told him I was just kind of like throwing rocks as I was digging, not looking.
Don't be stupid, you idiot. And he slapped you with his hat.
Yeah, and it went like 50 feet through the window.
I want that kind of relationship with Maisie, and I'll never get it.
I can't even imagine slapping my son.
Can you imagine
top of the head with
you
my hat?
having like you and Max having a rapport where you're like, "Why the fuck did you do that, you fucking idiot?" Why? And he's like, "I'm sorry, you fucking idiot." You both are like mad at each
I'm
other.
gonna feel bad like talking to him that way. Like, I don't want to.
I don't want to fucking be here. I fucking hate this.
You just wait till he's a teenager.
Oh, man.
My dad went off. He was pissed at me, but I told him it was an accident. But then
But you lied, 'cause
he immediately
it wasn't an
he
accident.
immediately got on the CB radio to tell my grandpa. He's like, "Yeah," and I thought he was gonna tell him like what the hell happened. He's like, I was trying to back the backhoe on the truck, and a piece of wood got stuck and went through the
he
thing.
took
So he
the
lied for
fall.
me. Yeah, my dad took the fall for me and lied for me.
I hope
How do I?
Yeah, so it was a good story for my dad. That was my good story.
God,
for my
your
dad.
dad's a saint. What a man. What a man.
I hope sometime-
What a mighty good man.
But then he backfisted me about 5 times on the way home.
The 1970s, he was doing a radio show where he does a good bad. And then he's like, I'm going to tell this story on my good segment. He just had, because he needed one. Because what I've realized, like, you know,
my
say,
God.
could you imagine me doing this to Max? I couldn't, but Max is my son.
yeah.
Seth, that's his dad's son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a
Yeah,
Seth.
yeah, it's a Seth.
Your dad is you. You know, and your grandpa
So
was
you
somewhere.
are. So you're right.
A
You
little
are
bit.
doing it. If we could have audio, and we probably never will, because if we heard it, our ears would. It would.
I
would
forget
be
that.
super shocking to us. But to listen to Tom talk to Tommy about their emotions and lack thereof. Would
talking
be
to myself.
It would be the equivalent, right? It
Seth
would,
is talking to himself. You know, there's a half in there. Or
like
something.
when you hear me talk to Maisie about being emotional or whatever, like it's very much like me talking to
Do
me.
you see that now with your dad? Like, or your dad tell you, like, I was like this? And,
Yeah.
like, does your dad have any
You see the
hypochondria?
similarities?
A little. I mean, I see similarities in how I act.
Yeah,
and he
where's the
acts.
other hyper? That's a great question. We've never.
Oh, my
asked.
dad has anxiety, not hypochondria, really, but
Well, real men will never
anxiety.
call it hypochondria, right?
No, but he doesn't want to go to the doctor.
Right.
No, he's not like that. But his anxiety is definitely anxiety, and I got his anxiety because everything we did as a kid, he was fucking nervous
Yeah.
and crazy and
Well,
on
hypochondria
edge.
is linked to anxiety.
Yeah,
you know,
well, yeah,
like-
yeah.
You also just hit it and pretended like just stuffed it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Well, that's why he smoked weed all day, every day, is because he had to cope with that
I mean,
shit.
how
guess.
many alcoholics in the 70s and 80s were that because they had crazy anxiety and they just drank all the time?
Some medication, sure.
To deal
Yeah.
with it, you know?
People
Like,
do it now.
No one ever talked about anxiety in the 70s and 80s. And people were like, I didn't exist back there. But it's like saying that gay people didn't exist
Right.
since the beginning of humanity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it always existed.
It's always
It's always
existed.
been
It's
there.
always there.
It's just society's interpretation of it, right?
Correct.
Like, there's so many people walking around with hypochondria and anxiety and depression and stuff that no one just, everybody's like, what the, you know, don't talk about that stuff, push it down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, if, you know, don't deal with it. You know.
Yeah, my dad was a sensitive guy too. Like, I mean, you would have never probably seen that, but he was.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, just like me.
Because when he grew up, it was looked at as a weakness,
Correct.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
His old man was yelling at him, stop being so weak.
Yeah, he had a bad thing with my grandpa and my dad did not. It was bad.
Yeah,
So
and-
he came home every day from work fucking miserable. He hated everything. But
And
then
that'll
he went-
shape your
went in the-
existence,
Went in
sure.
the bathroom, came out smelling like weed, and he was good for a few hours. And that was like life for like. fucking-
sad.
I do that.
That's sad. Oh my God, that's what I do here. I walk to the bathroom, I suck a little weed. I'm like, I can deal with Tom now.
Yeah. That's how you have to live. Well, who else is living sober? Just sitting there.
Guess not.
You're
If
just
there was a
taking life.
show-
Who's
If there was a
doing
show
that?
called Living Sober, worst show on TV.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a break.
All right.
When we come back, we can do some voicemails. We'll do some dump them out. and finish out the show.
I love it. I want to say a couple of months ago, I played I think these guys are British, punk rock band called Kid Capiche, and they have a new single out called Cops and Robbers. Enjoy this. We'll be back with more on Mediocre Time momentarily.
If you're tired of dealing with mosquitoes in your backyard, or your kids go out and play in the playground, they get bit up by mosquitoes every time. You have to go out there and light a bunch of citronella candles, and you're like, wait for it, we got to get them out of here.
Maisie came in from school yesterday. I mean, just ravaged. And we have this little sucker. Have you seen that little thing? It's like a suction cup, and you use it, and then my kids get she looks like a polka dot covered in little red marks from the stupid mosquitoes. It's one of the only things that I absolutely despise about Florida. I love Florida.
Yeah.
Love it. But mosquitoes, not so much.
I don't have to deal with that because I've got a mosquito Nix system in my backyard, and it mists my entire backyard during peak mosquito hours. Plus, I've got an app on my phone now. It's completely controlled by an app, and I can mist my backyard from anywhere I want, and I don't have to worry about mosquitoes. It creates a barrier. The chemical is like an organic, biodegradable chemical that breaks down in 10 seconds. It's like 100 times less powerful than even DEET is or whatever.
Sure.
Like the actual off you put on your kids.
Do people get this in the front of their house? Like, could you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Could you have them come out and extend the hoses to the front in that little area, that seating area you have? Because that not be a bad idea.
They could run the high pressure hoses around the rim of your house, your gutters, and then it just mists anywhere that you don't want mosquitoes, and that's how it works.
You don't even see it. Like, here's the thing: is I've been over to your house, dozens of times. I don't think I've seen the reservoir tank. I've never seen the high pressure hoses. You can't see it with the installation and the way that they do things.
Yeah, they just run it around the outside perimeter of your fence and your roof line, and you just don't have to worry about
mosquitoes. There's a portable system on there, too, if you want to snag one. I think that's on TomandDan.com. I have that at my house. I use it on my balcony, but I don't have a lot of outside space.
Yeah, and it comes with little refill cartridges. And
a remote. It's got a remote. It's awesome.
And so if you want more information, tell them Tom and Dan sent you. You'll get a discount. It's MosquitoNix.com.
Yeah, that is Planes with Problem With It. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Not that I need to say that. Why did I say that?
Let's do some
stupid.
Let's do some dump 'em out.
All right.
Don't dump 'em out. Don't dump 'em out. Everybody. Don't dump 'em out. Don't dump 'em out. Don't dump 'em out. Don't dump 'em out. Everybody. Don't dump 'em out.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottomics.
Don't dump 'em out. Don't dump 'em out. Everybody. Don't dump 'em out. Don't dump 'em out.
Brought to you by TheDangerBrain.com. If you're looking for a branding agency for maybe your small business, you're looking to brand refresh, anything, the Danger Brain can help you. They've helped us over the past 10 plus years.
Well, they rebranded us. They've done brand refreshes for us. They've done what like a refresh is too.
Our Bad Business Beer Fest has a brand new logo.
Yeah, with Buddy, I guess the money hating can of beer, and this motherfucker's just throwing beer money everywhere.
Yeah.
And but they're always like they'll take, if you have an existing logo that you really like and you just want to make it better, they'll take what you have, incorporate the ideas that you have, and just kind of make it maybe a little more succinct, a little more congruent.
I do like brand refreshes, and companies should look into that because
I get bored.
Your logo will date you. Believe me, you see it you see a logo and you're like, that looks like
my
a
skull
fucking
logo's like that. My old Jungle Skull logo. Yeah. Mike Lee wanted to rebrand that. That's why I have the Screaming Gorilla now. It was the skull. When skulls were kind of in and hot.
Yeah. No, he's right.
I didn't mean to laugh.
He's right, though. I mean, early 2000.
Yeah.
And then Gorillas came in and mid.
Yeah. Well, we're around 2005. You get to Gorilla times.
Maybe it's time to reduce something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, do it.
There's things
Talk
that can
to the Danger Brands.
Anyway.
Maybe a gorilla holding a skull.
Contemplating itself?
Yeah, thinking about it. Should I do karate?
A gorilla with big hooters holding a skull.
Yeah, wearing Hooters socks. The bungee Hooters.
But bone draw that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we got here?
First one.
Oh my God! You literally when you said Hooters, I just thought titties, and now I'm like.
Tom finally admitted that he cares what people think.
Yeah, he did.
This happened yesterday.
He did yesterday. Just like Kanye admitted yesterday that Sway did have the answer. He did.
Well,
he admitted it.
It was not the whole story. From having my sons, I'm watching them every day, and I see their personality traits, and I recognize the ones that are like mine, right? And I'm like, that must be some weird genetic thing.
We don't always just make dick and fart jokes. We were actually weren't we having a sort of a pseudo... like serious discussion about Tom and him, what he thinks of what people think of him.
Well, it wasn't even anyway.
So now I can't admit it on the air.
I
shouldn't have brought it up. Going on
you
to
get this man on you put him on the stand and he fucking clams up.
I noticed Tommy doing because Tommy's a lot like my personality.
Yeah,
It's like
he
the ingrained stuff. Anyway, I noticed him. He was caring too much about what people think, right?
Yeah.
And then because of these behaviors I'm watching, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, wait a minute. I think like this.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Because I was like, because I was about to scream, "Don't care what people think." What do you think? And I was like, I think that's what I do. And then I'm like, Sam's right.
Maybe I do care what people think of me, but only in certain instances.
But
right?
I don't care if they don't like me. And then we were talking about like that's
I do.
different.
I do.
I definitely do.
Yeah, I do too. You and I have that.
Yeah.
But I care. Like if I don't want to, I go out necessarily and act a certain way because I don't want people to think I'm that way. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like
you don't want people to have a preconceived notion about you.
It's something I gotta.
He's got to work through it.
I gotta think this out. But it's something
you need to go to therapy and talk it out. Okay, so
it
next.
wasn't the. I think it's something.
Oh yeah.
You think you're righter than you're wrong.
You're righter than you're wrong.
Hey, you can't give me an I'm right. It's you're righter.
You're righter than you're wrong. Hey, you know what? At this point, I'll take
I'm
it.
gonna
Right?
write that one
At this
down,
point, I'll
too.
take it. At this point, I'll take it. It's fine. It's fine.
Pulling handles.
Oh, I caught a kid pulling handles yesterday, dude. I caught a kid behind my house.
Oh, like for cars?
Yeah, like pulling car handles.
I don't know if that was a slang term for something.
Well,
was it at night?
No. Okay, so my Canadian neighbors were out. And I was talking to them about doing old man shit. We're talking about pressure washers. He was like, "Hey, you got a new pressure washer?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And then we started having that conversation. I was like, "You ever watch Obsessed Garage?" I was like, "Well, I can't afford one of his pressure washers. He's got the German ones at $7,000." Then we were having this discussion. He's like, "Yeah, I know Matt Moorman." And we're talking about that. We're going back and forth, and I see this kid. And while we're having this discussion, I see this kid. He's just walking through the parking lot. Like behind my townhome, there is a parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And as you're you see this kid walking behind. And I profiled this kid 100%. I looked him up and down. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing about this kid that would lead you to believe that he was a bad kid. In fact, he kind of looked like no, you know what? I stand corrected. He looked like
I know
what Seth thinks.
No, not me. Bullshit. I want to know what he thinks.
Honestly, what I thought normally is I look for the rich. The rich kids around here are the ones that are shitheads.
Well, it's Baldwin Park. That's all you have around here.
Well, but they're of course they are, and I'll profile. They are white croc wearing. They wear
swoop-de-doo hair.
Swoop-de-doo hair.
I know these
white
kids.
Thank you. Somebody has to help me. They're white Crocs, swoopy-doo hair.
Tall white socks.
Like a Vineyard Vines tee.
Carhartt.
And they're fucking dicks. They're assholes.
Yeah, they're little chads.
But the kids,
they're terrible.
Can you, it feels like, I'd like the 80s when you could tell where the rich kids were in polos and boat shoes, and then the poor kids
were in a cardboard box or a barrel with a leather strap
so
holding up his barrel.
Rich, poor. And I feel like all the kids just wear whatever, clothes are so cheap that there's no, really, you can't tell.
Well, you can go to Ross Dress for Less, you know?
But I'm saying,
some name brands.
From far away, if someone's walking by in a Ross Dress for Less polo or a Izod, I can't tell.
But I looked at
whatever that, or I can't tell if they're rich and poor.
But deep down, that's why I don't.
I gave him the standard dad. I gave him the, "Do you look like a good kid?" I'm like, "Yeah, fine." But he walked, and as he was walking, he and my neighbor, I went back and I knocked on my neighbor's door after this all transpired because we all went inside our separate ways. But then I started thinking about it, and I just wanted to get his opinion just to make sure I was correct on this. And I double checked with Andrea. So the kid walked across, and then when he got to Andrea's car, what he couldn't tell is that the way that my garage is sloped, I'm standing up just a little bit, but it's sloped enough for me to get an angle where I'm down. I'm looking down.
Oh.
And I could see the way that the sun was shining. I could see the way the shadows are going. So I could see that he was not walking through the cars. he had gotten to Andrea's car and it turned and his toes were facing the car. And I could hear the door being pulled.
going.
Yeah, I could hear it. And so I'm like, what the? And it was so brazen and so like, oh my God, is this, like, it was like, to me, I was like, there's no way this is happening. And I walked over there and I go, were you just going to open it up? Because you know me, I'm going to say some shit. Because I'm going to be the one that gets killed. He's like, of course I am, old man. Boom, dead. You know, like, shoot me.
Yeah.
But I was like, were you just going to open it up? And he's like, no. And then he just hightailed it out of there. He just walked out of there. Like, fast walked.
Did you like, I'm going to tell your mother?
I didn't, honestly, I didn't know what to say after the initial thing that I said and him leaving.
And I'm like, well, what are you doing?
Because you're in shock. You're probably in shock a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little in like, did I get that right? It was more of a this feeling. Did I get that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah,
Everyone, did I get that right? Is this right? What's going on? Is that right? Why was he doing that? Why is he touching the car? Is this right? What's that? It was more that feeling.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, I think there is a little bit of shame that comes with, like, if I had said, what are you doing? And he wasn't doing anything bad. Then I'm the dumb old man. I was
the asshole.
Just really trying to protect, because Andrea's car, she doesn't lock it. If anybody listening, you want to steal stuff out of her car.
It doesn't lock automatically after a certain amount of time?
This one does.
Okay.
Her old car did not. And she left it open a bunch of times. She's lost multiple iPads, iPods.
You should have shot him.
Sounds a lot like another logical person I know. I live with a logical person that doesn't lock her car. This is a logical person that doesn't lock his car. How logical is not locking your car? Is what I would say.
I've tried to get into this truck that parks across the street multiple times.
Wow.
The
This guy's
Tundra.
a goddamn thief.
The Tundra is the same color as my truck. It doesn't, there's a difference
I
between
don't think I've ever done that before.
a Silverado and a Tundra. Well, because you drive a goddamn tampon blood car. How are we going to get confused?
Well, my truck, I'd never done it. Even when I had normal cars.
Do you still have your Raptor?
Yeah, of course.
Do you drive it?
Yeah, I towed my boat with it the other day.
No, we'll talk about that.
Will we?
Ask you about this.
Will we?
I didn't think you wanted to talk about it because it's so badass.
No,
Whoa!
It's so badass.
Oh, he just grabbed his nuts when he said that, too. That's
God.
old school. That's early 2000s nut grab.
Yeah.
I like
He's
that.
getting skulls in the brain.
Yeah, skulls in the brain, nuts in the hand.
I will now put you in the same category as people that use that word.
Very good.
I like Sims very
You did it again.
Yay!
Anyway,
Saturday.
I walk out and I'm looking at my phone the whole time, and I look. It's the same color truck, and then I go to open
Yeah, but
it
it's
up.
bigger.
But
I walked up to it the other day, too. Yeah.
Oh, double lady.
No, but it's every-
It's happening to everybody.
Because
I feel like he's very absent-minded sometimes, though. Like he's like,
That's a lot.
Oh, really? The only person to track shit into the studio is this guy.
multiple times. But it's just
There was a run where it was weekly. It was like every week.
Do you still have that mummy wrap on the bottom of your flip-flop?
No, it fell on the floor.
Yeah, he had like some sort of doo-doo
No, he
toilet
just
paper
left
stuck
it on
to
the
his feet
ground.
Just
yesterday.
left it there?
And
Yeah,
he
it's
just
just right
walked.
there on the ground.
Yeah, and then it fell off, and he didn't think to pick it up. He just left it on the ground. He's like, it's shit paper. I'm not touching
I
that.
kicked it closer to Daniel. Underneath our desk.
That's awesome.
Kick it towards the cords. Anyway, what's next?
Okay, so while I was editing commercials this morning, I get a message from our friend Tony Palmiani of Ahoy Cruises, and it was just like a meme, but it had like a little bit of Disney history that said
Texting you Obama memes.
no, let me
Like,
find
look
it.
at this.
Hold on. Here it is. It says Disney hired some little people to dress as Pinocchio and wave at people at the premiere of Pinocchio in 1940. They left them on a balcony with enough food and wine for the day, but by late afternoon, they were all naked because the costumes were too hot, drunk, and screaming swear words at people. And to which I told Tom and Dan about this. Tom thought it was complete bullshit.
Well, I just said, well,
No,
let's
that
go.
sounds all right.
no,
That's,
so I
they didn't
said-
say little people back then.
It
but-
sounds like
No,
that story that Tom and I
didn't
love
hear
about
them.
all the circus animals that were put on the island at Niagara Falls, and they put them on the ark, and then they went over the falls and they all died. Like, this is one of those tall tale stories that Tom and I love, where they did things that you shouldn't do. And this one, I just said, well, let's look it up.
Well, I also didn't hear the 1940 part.
You thought it was
Like,
the new Pinocchio that just came out
Yes.
with Tom
Yeah.
Tom
Hanks.
thought that this was a Tom Hanks Pinocchio, that they hired little people.
Where they
put 'em
hired a white guy to play an Italian guy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I heard the story, but then Daniel was reading the story. He's like, I think this is real, but
Yeah, it is real.
Still, though, thinking that this just happened, and I was like, "There's no way Disney hired little people, put them up on a balcony, and let
11
them
of them.
drink all day." And then you're like, "Yeah, the cops went up there with a ladder and put them in a pillowcase."
Yeah, I
And
said said that, and he goes, "That's bullshit."
Yeah, I was like, "That's a fake story, dude."
No,
Palmiotti
fake news.
is reading some sort of like the Onion story, and then he's getting confused. That
The
it's
real
It's true,
story
though.
is that in 1940 they hired 11 little people, put them up. I almost said the word. Wow, it's coming a little too easy to. I shouldn't fly. I'm flying too close to the sun with all these jokes about me being so close to it that I can say it. I'm just not going to do it. These little people, 11 of them up there. They gave them some wine. They started playing, they started gambling. The first, I read a bunch of stories on
I
this.
read it, yeah.
I craps. They were doing craps.
right.
They were doing dice. They were doing
Were
street
they
dice.
actually doing their job though too? Were they waving to people?
They were until they got drunk, and then they had to call the police because they wouldn't come
They
down.
wouldn't come down, so the police had to put ladders. And when the police came up there, they wouldn't. They were running away. So the police came up there with a bunch of pillowcases
This
and
is
would
true.
stuff them in
That
pillowcases
sounds like a fucking joke, but it's true.
and carry them down because it's
That's bullshit,
this
right?
is easy. This is a fact.
Did they
and
really?
You,
Yes.
you can check
or
this.
did they just? Someone said they
Yes.
did it because there's no way to know.
There are only
There is
three
no photo
uses.
evidence.
There are only 3 uses for pillowcases: pillows, snakes, little people.
Okay, follow
That's a
me
fact.
here.
Halloween candy.
I'm questioning
Oh, Halloween candy. 4.
Like a
them all together
a little
there.
person can't fit into a pillowcase.
Yeah, bullshit.
Well, they were littler then.
You
We're
get the
bigger
tall-
now.
you get
We're
the tall-
bigger.
You get the
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, they
what
didn't
are they
make
called?
those tall king size pillowcases in the 40s. Like it was a standard pillow.
Yeah. Well, maybe they.
military GI pillow you got.
No, they put them in a. They put them in a pillowcase. Pillowcases were used for everything.
No,
It just makes for a better story.
no. Well, that's what I'm about to say.
Right.
This is why my wife hates.
Maybe they
me,
tied them.
because I-
Maybe they tied them all together with a bunch of pillowcases, so they're all bunched together. You know,
Well, that's not as
like a
fun.
bow.
Okay.
About 10 of them together, like,
All right.
at the waist.
Why would
and
they do
pick,
that?
They pick them all up because it's easier to pick them all up at once.
But why would they have a bunch of pillowcases in their police trunks?
You know what I would say? Why would you have to get them down? To me,
Well,
I just.
old Walt Disney.
Well,
They
to
were
me,
like
I just-
screaming
well,
curse
well,
words
to me, I
down.
just
Smoking
feel like-
Children, come and see
N-word at 'em.
Pinocchio.
Well, to me, I just fuck them, leave them up there.
Old racist Disney chain smoking, screaming, get them right down there.
No,
You're ruining my goddamn
You gotta
thing.
block the stairwell. All right, you're never coming down now, motherfuckers. You want to stay up there? You want to play this game? You're living up there now. Welcome to your new home.
Also, can you play craps without a craps table, or are they
Like
just
street
rolling
dice.
dice?
No, yeah,
they're
it's just
rolling
dice, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well,
But I think they called
it.
it.
Is it craps?
Well, in the article they said craps.
I don't know. I feel like there's no craps, no pillowcase.
This guy with all the details. You sound like my daughter too.
Well, the
you are
details
doing
are
the
what-
you are doing the adult equivalent of when I look at my daughter and her bedtime's 8, and I go, "Hey man, it's 8 o'clock. You got to get to bed." And she'll be like, "It's 7:58." You're doing that.
Well, is she wrong? Like, is it
you're
actually
doing it again.
7:58? She's got a point.
Oh,
She's
my God.
telling you the truth.
Yeah, what's next on the list?
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about how Tom and I both watched the new Pinocchio.
Oh, you
And
watched
there was
it?
no need for anyone to
No.
remake this movie.
I haven't watched it because I felt
You
that.
don't need to.
I
You
felt
don't
that
need to
way.
watch it.
Is it good though?
No.
I mean,
cannot be good.
It looks good. You know what I mean? Like it
Is the
looks
acting
pretty.
good?
I guess it's just it's a
It's a nothing?
shitty story. It's just all weird. Nobody needed to remake it.
my sons watched it, and
There's no way to connect it to that movie.
No,
Yeah.
and they were we showed them the first one, which they were like terrified of the donkey
course.
when the kids turn into
They're
donkeys.
smoking cigars.
Smoking
That's it.
cigars.
Yeah.
That's such a great movie.
It's
That says a lot. That says a
I love
lot.
that movie.
Do
I
they
remember
get
watching it a
do
lot.
they drink booze? Doesn't he
I
drink
remember
booze?
Yeah,
that
they
scene looked
drink
so
and
fun. Like I
they
was like, I
smoke.
want to be in that.
I
area.
do
And then they
remember.
turn them into asses and sell them to grown men.
Now, okay, so in the new one, is he drinking booze and smoking
Yeah.
cigars?
Yeah.
Does he turn
They
into
turn
a
into a
donkey?
donkey.
They don't smoke.
Oh no, they don't smoke.
They
And
vape.
Right.
They vape.
and they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
That would be funny if you
drink-
had a jewel.
They're dropping fucking acid.
They drink root beer.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's like
It's
root
not
beer.
quite the same. They Disneyed it up.
But
real
they
good.
did smoke cigars? Or
No, no,
No, they didn't smoke
No.
because they don't do any kind of
So
smoking
they just
now,
drink
Disney.
root beer and play hooky.
and turn
Right.
into donkeys.
Okay.
And-
They don't like gamble or do anything else fun.
They were like
like-
playing billiards.
Well, that's fine to do. That's
Yeah,
normal
no,
kids
that's
do
about
that.
as bad
But-
as it gets in Disney now.
Yeah.
It's like billiards.
Well, guess
you
what?
can gamble
It's an
on
adult
billiards.
game.
This movie originally came out at a time they put little people on a roof and got them drunk and then put them in
Yeah, yeah,
pillowcases.
yeah.
Like
Right.
the society
Everything
was
was fine.
different.
Everything is fine about that except the pillowcases. You can still hire people to go do
they,
a job,
they
right?
screamed all the time.
They got naked.
Well,
Yeah,
They
they
hit
were
them over
having
the
an
head.
orgy up
The
there.
police for sure hit a couple of them over the head with their
I got to
billy
tell
club.
you, if you want publicity for your movie now, there's nothing better you could do than to put 11 nude little people on a balcony and give them wine. You know, like
So they had to change it to make it more currently PC a little bit,
Yeah.
and but also
how is Tom Hanks? Does he do an Italian accent?
Yes,
Is
he
like,
does.
Look
Are
at
you
this-
serious?
No,
Yes, he does.
Why is that not? Why is that right?
It's not really Italian. It's more like old man, very limited. He's not doing.
He probably talked like the guy I fought.
I thought you said fucked, and I was like, whoa, he finally admitted it.
Yeah, you fucked a dude.
So anyway, the whole story.
They changed Monstro, too, where it was like
It's got-
half whale, half octopus or some shit.
It's got tentacles. Which,
yeah. It was weird.
It's a whale.
They changed weird things.
What about Stromboli,
It
the
didn't
bad
need-
guy?
But what you know? What's weird is like I think
He was kind of scary.
Well, because
You know what?
Pinocchio gets sold to Stromboli, right?
Yeah.
And then Stromboli mistreats him.
Yes. That happened.
Is he
but
still
not really.
burns cigars
mistreats
on his
him.
wood arms.
Yeah. He's not rubbing his wooden pee-pee.
Oh my
Like
God.
he was in the 40s.
Yeah,
You know what I'm gonna do when I get you home? I'm gonna rub your wooden pee-pee.
the nose
And
thing
ain't
was
no
such a
Geppetto
small
gonna
thing
stop
in
it.
in the remake.
I know you
that.
think Geppetto is gonna save you, but he's not. And when I get you back to my lair, I'm gonna rub your wooden pee-pee.
I'm gonna get splinters on my ass.
That's a new character I'm doing.
The funny part about
Called Wooden Boy
adding
Pedophile.
tentacles to the whale is I was like, why did they do that? And I'm like, I bet you they did that because they didn't want to make whales look aggressive and give that perception to kids.
So they
these
make the
days.
smartest animal in the water look bad, the octopus.
No,
You're gonna piss off
it's a
the people
whale.
that
It was
love
a whale.
octopuses.
It's a whale with octopus tentacles, so it's
my
like
God.
a mythical.
It was
It's a
weird.
hybrid. It's a hybrid.
No, but I'm saying like they had to make it a mythical creature because if they made it a real whale,
Really?
then
Are they really
I think-
overthinking it
I
that
bet
much?
you
Just
that-
make it a
That's
goddamn
intense.
whale.
That's intense.
I bet you that's why.
Because they
that's
were
the only.
afraid that people would hate whales
No,
after...
because they had a giant. They had the fish in Nemo go inside of a whale.
I bet you. Why else would they do it? Why? I bet you that's
So
the
you're
reason
saying
why.
there can be no remake of Captain Ahab and Moby Dick?
There's certain things
Well,
that they're
only
not
if you
remaking,
make
like
it a
Song of the
octo
South.
whale.
They're
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
They're not remaking Song of the South or.
They will, though. They're going to remake it with white people. And it's going to be Song of Unseasoned Food.
But that was the only reason I could think of. They'd add tentacles because why not just make it?
maybe they were just trying to. Maybe it's just some guy trying to stamp his own. People. I got to put my own name on this, so I'm going to make it a squid whale.
Well, it goes. I mean, there's a lot of people
I
deciding.
thought they were trying to make it more scary, making it a squid whale.
a giant monster whale that's attacking you and eating you.
That's
is
more
scary enough,
because this could be real.
and it's more accurate towards
Does
the
he
original
turn
story.
into a real boy at the end?
They allude to it. He kind of his calves turned from wood.
Now I have fleshy calves. The rest of me is wood, but my flesh
I didn't
calves.
even notice. Like it's
Does
not
he
like
turn into a real person? Can he get cancer at the end?
in the-
Yeah, his calves got cancer.
That's what I was
calf
hoping
cancer.
for.
Yeah. It's just sad. And also, like, my sons were saddened by the fact that this old man lost his real son.
Yeah,
He dies. Doesn't he die in the original?
Yeah, he was dead in this one too, but they don't tell you why. They just show like a picture of him. You know, they don't really tell you the
Wait, he
behind.
dies in this?
He was already dead.
Yeah, that's why he made Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Oh, he was dead the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, of course. That's the original story. The old man carves a wooden boy because he lost his real boy to syphilis or
No,
whatever.
you guys, no, hold on a
To
second.
syphilis.
You guys didn't
They were-
understand what I
this
meant.
was the
No,
40s.
in the original, there's one version where Geppetto dies.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Okay, no.
yeah. If you do the research on the story, like there's a version where Geppetto died. I was just wondering if he dies in this one.
I'm just the only thing I know is the original Pinocchio, the movie from Disney.
Does he do the lie and his nose grows?
Yeah.
But it's a very small scene.
It's all the same shit except for they made it like more appropriate for 2022. I think. But again, story like Sam said, story
sucks.
didn't need to be told.
No, it didn't. Yeah.
It's not even that good of a story.
It wasn't. It never was.
My sons are like, weird. Like they were more.
We hate wooden boys.
They were just like, this is more weird than this.
It
like,
was weird.
It's
Party scene was just
Some
cool.
stories don't need to be told.
But especially
You know?
ones thought of in the
We
1930s
don't need your story,
or
old man.
or
It's-
20s.
I have
or
a great story about me and my wooden boy. Fuck your story, old man. Nobody needs it.
Yeah.
Nobody needs it. Just go fuck your wooden boy, you weirdo.
What's the next though?
Okay. Do we want to do the lighter bottle open challenge
All right,
now?
we can end on that.
Okay.
Unless that's more. That might be more ACT content. Don't save all of our A material for the end of the show.
Well, we had the cat food sandwich last week. I don't know.
Well, before we do this, I want to ask Seth about his boat.
Yeah.
I
let's
thought
get
you were going
into
to
that.
ask him about his best friend that's coming to town.
Who's my best friend that's coming down?
Oh, yeah.
The never-ending story.
Why, did he say something I don't know about?
No.
He's coming to town.
He's going to be at a con in
what is
town.
Oh.
Spooky
What was
con.
it? Spooktacular?
Yeah, he's going to be in Spooky con.
Spookula?
Oh, you hitting him up?
Well, he
Gonna
wrote
text him?
me like a week ago.
Oh, what'd he say? He said, hey, man, I need a fix.
Oh, you just
Can I stay at your house?
shit.
Can I stay at your house?
Oh, shit, man. My hands are shaking like fucking crazy.
Spookula's Florida's horror convention in December. He's coming.
No.
He didn't hit you up about it?
No, he just wrote me about something in my boat.
Let me suck your dick, bro.
Oh, gearing up to be in pre-production is. Oh no, he didn't say anything about coming down. He's just talking about something he's doing.
Oh, he's telling you about this next ND.
Hey, I got a new mixtape coming out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love my mixtape.
He commented on my picture of me shirtless, muscle.
Yeah. Let me suck your tits.
right.
Let me suck. Oh, just one titty. Let me just lick it. Let me just lick the.
I'd go gay for Noah.
I know. That's why
we know that.
That's why we're laughing.
Yeah, we're laughing. And so that old man you beat him. He's like, no matter what, I'm not the fuck I say you.
Anyway, so your boat.
Yeah.
So, do you still want me to show you the St. Johns River this weekend?
I know what that means.
Well, you have to dust off the old reliable.
Wait, are you coming on my? You want to go on my boat or take two boats?
I'll take my boat because you got to follow me.
You sure you want to do
Rod?
that? You sure want to do that next to mine?
You got a dusters off.
I just painted the lower unit because it was black and my engine was gray. It's actually faded gray from the sun. So and now it's like my lower unit's dark gray and my whole top is faded gray. So I'm like, this kind of looks worse than before.
You painted it? What'd you paint it with?
Well, I got like
Krylon?
No. I got gray mercury.
You're out there.
engine paint.
You're
No, I
out
bought
there
the little
listening
shit.
to your podcast, spraying it.
No, I taped it. You would have.
Oh, I hope you use that. I hope you went and you got the crackle, the spray. You spray it on and it crackles. It gives it a faux rough to look.
Anyway, I'll take the boat out because I'll just call when I call, they just put my boat in the water. I don't know if you know that, and
Big
then I
dick.
just show up and then they drive it away.
Yeah, I mine stored at Lake Fairview, so they just have to they pull it out for me, but they don't put it in for me. So I guess
Hey,
I was just gonna go to Lake Fairview.
She pulls it out. She won't put it
They
in.
don't put it in. They just pull it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
that's
my wife.
good.
Yeah, step too far.
Yeah.
She'll unzip the pants.
But I've been to Silver Glen before with my old boat. So is that St. John's goes to that, right?
Yeah, but we don't go that far. I got to start here underneath the I-4.
Are you
I
gonna
go get to Blue Springs.
Are you going to wrap this boat?
I have
black?
a lot of ideas on my ideas on my little.
Are you going to turn it black though? Because it's white now.
No, it's not white. It's red. It's
a red
big
white.
Red, a white bootstrap, and then a black bottom.
Oh, I didn't see the bottom, but I like the red and white.
Yeah,
Like, no offense to your other boat, but too much black on that.
Really?
Hot as hell, man. I don't
It
want.
wasn't hot. The interior is white.
I don't
red
care. I want everything
nice.
white because to
Seat
me
back
it's
over.
like make everything white, less heat.
So, but you have it now. So
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I have it, yeah.
I love the speakers on the back on the deck.
And I'm getting more speakers. So I got the upgraded package already, and I just bought
This is gotta drive
$3,000
you crazy.
more.
This guy's just dumping money into his boat, and you haven't even dusted yours off yet.
It's getting installed next week, so I got to take it back next week and get the two big ass ones.
The
up
tower
top.
speakers.
The tower speakers.
What do you need that for?
Yeah.
Because I want to party on the boat.
Yeah, it was a party.
Yeah, but the regular sound system it has.
It
Fine.
was always loud as shit. We played it on the water just now, and I was like, "Holy fucking shit!"
Yeah, you need
But
the
I
one
want
that
more.
blasts the
What kind of
wakeboarder.
music do you play?
Yeah, well, so when we're
Who's going to be
wakeboarding,
wakeboarding?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe that old man. Maybe that old man. Me like a wiggleball. I'm sorry, I can't stop doing it. It's so fun.
Anyway,
It's fun to talk like an old Asian man.
So,
But yeah, drives night. That is night and day from the obviously it's a jet boat to an inboard outboard, but it's drives so much better, nicer. Got up on plane like in like a second. Like
I like them better in jet boats.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I didn't know. I just never had
Well,
one.
like a traditional boat it's different. I mean, like jet boats get clowned. You would agree with that? They get clowned a little bit, right? Jet boats.
when Crystal was like, "Oh wow, did you see Seth's new boat? It was nice." And then I'm like, "You know how much he paid for?" I told her how much he paid for it.
He told me it blew my hair off.
Yeah, yeah.
wasn't that?
That's why I'm wearing
I
a
told
hat.
you.
Well, I mean, it just seems like it's an insane
When you
amount
pay
for-
$200 for a hotel room and you have to take a shower in your student's fucking shower, you can.
Well, that's why you can afford the boat, though.
I
Like,
guess
that is the way that like
exactly.
Warren Buffett and people do it, right? Like, don't they they eat every day? They eat like one piece of bread for their nourishment.
Yeah, so just inconvenience the people that pay you to go to your karate school so that you can drive a big ass boat.
So my wife is going to a concert this weekend. She's going down south, and
so it's a weekend with the boys.
Where's she going? Kenny Chesney?
No, it's My Chemical Romance.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I noticed she had a fresh eyebrow piercing. What's that all about?
Listen,
somebody's going through a phase.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I don't even.
My God. I said hi to her this morning. She said, ugh, and then she put her Doc Martens on the desk. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Listen,
this lady's got some attitude.
Who's she going with?
Her sister.
Oh, okay.
Originally, she tried to let's go.
Her sister wasn't alive when My Chemical Romance first started playing.
I know, but it was more like she knows she can't go with me to any of these things because I can't hide my
love
misery.
My Chemical Romance. Oh, that sounds like My Chemical Romance. I can't hide my misery.
He's My Chemical Rain Man.
I can't pretend to even have a good time like
that. They'd love that. You're so emo. You really just stand there and look sad. They'd love that.
I'll just stand there smiling like that Netflix movie or whatever. and then she's like, "You're having a horrible time."
No, it's like you and all the beach party photos. You're like,
I'm like, no, I'm having a good time. She's like, I can tell, I can feel your energy. You're ruining my time. I'm like, what?
Okay, now he's on this kick because I said that the other day. I was
no,
like,
my wife
vibe.
was like,
I was like, your vibe is just you have an angry vibe, and you're like, oh no, I got an angry vibe. I got an angry vibe.
Because my wife tells me that. I'm like,
vibe, bro.
I'm just sitting here. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just sitting here looking. I'm just like,
fix your vibe.
I'm sitting here looking at My Chemical Romance, and then you're like, you're ruining my time. I'm like, so
you're ruining my time with your vibe.
That's what I say. I'm like, I'm just watching my hands. I'm looking at my phone.
Washing my hands.
Anyway, so she's going with her sister.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have free reign to do whatever I want now.
Wait, where are the kids at?
Well, I mean, either they have to go with me or
no. Leave them with your mom, and then maybe. How about if we got a SoCal Val returns?
If 2xC, what was it? 2xC.
If 2xC,
she will obviously never answer my text again.
What, SoCal? What, you know?
She's for sure changed her number, right?
Well,
I'm from SoCal.
Yeah, he knows her.
Well, I'm not going to fight her.
Well, you need a partner. You need a boat partner. You need a boat partner. You need a girl to ride around.
I could ask Sammy.
No,
Sammy.
Without the mask.
No,
yeah, behind
you think
the mask.
I'm not going to happen. I'll have
What, she's
Daniel.
Like, where's my $200? You
She's going to a concert without you, with her sister. You go boating without her with Sammy the Camel
I'm
Girl.
going to go with Daniel or someone. Because
you sounded real excited. I'm like, go with Daniel.
I know.
Because I'll ram
I'm
into
no
the
Sammy.
I need someone to keep me from ramming into the docks.
Well, I can't stop
He's
that.
not going to do that.
I like that.
You can't stop before you hit the docks.
We almost died in
I don't want to toot
Tesla
my own
yesterday.
horn, but I can literally by myself pull up to the dock, kick it in sideways, and just float just right next to it every single time. It'd be fun.
He can't.
No,
Swear to God.
And I
with
almost
a
killed this.
$100,000 boat, it's got
It doesn't drive itself. Well, it has cruise
I
and stuff
almost
like that.
killed this yesterday with using full self-driving. I literally almost killed the show.
Yeah.
Like
It's true.
true
You'll hear
story.
it tonight on ACT. Cadillac Pat is in the chat. He wants to go with you, Tom.
Okay, yeah.
Well, there you go. You got that beefcake. But I swear to God, if he...
You're not getting no chicks if he's with you.
No.
Well, no,
And then if he doesn't get any
I'm
chicks...
married. I'm not there to get chicks. I'm there to teach Seth how to navigate the
Wait a
St.
minute,
John's.
you're still a radio
It's a straight line. I know how to navigate this.
No, you need to know where. I'm like, this is where you drink beer.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that you know. That's cool.
This is the rope swing, and that's about it. And then there's no spring. Slow.
Yeah, I know that.
Really not much going on. Do you got a flag? You need a flag.
Yeah, do you have a
Once
flag?
Do you have a flag?
Once
What
you
kind
get
of flag?
Yeah, you get.
It came with like the little pole American flag in the back.
that's what that'll do.
I mean, you could put an American flag on there, or you could put the right flag on
or anything blue. It's fine. It's just so once we get past the power plant, Trump country.
Yeah.
Well, you got to tell me what the flags. I don't know anything about.
Well,
flags.
you're gonna have to you get yourself some
I'll
Trump
tell you.
flags.
Anyway,
Oh
so
no,
all right.
I'm gonna do a dojo flag though for sure.
Oh yeah, Trump flags will hate the dojo flag.
So
It's the Japanese war flag.
let's get out of here. Sam, do
You
you
don't
want
to do the lighter bottle?
Oh yeah.
Maybe we can end with that.
So
Something
Seth,
practical.
We brought this up
I can't fucking.
about
I'm bad
how...
at beer. I don't do.
Do you know how to open a beer bottle with a lighter?
No.
Do you
All
guys,
right.
our listeners? Do you,
Yeah,
okay,
this guy,
the man
of course
does.
he knows. I'm surprised.
Lady does
Okay,
not.
so only
stupid.
one other person
Yeah.
in this room besides
So
Tom knows how to do
you're
this.
a man of science and a
And
man of
Tom
averages.
claims that everybody can do
So
it.
out of this room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, 4 people don't know how to do it.
Oh, you don't
2 people
either?
do.
No.
Could be wrong.
I've seen it done so many times. All my friends in high
Twice
school.
today.
Oh
on
my
the show.
God, I had
Twice
a
today.
small heart
Today
attack.
I'm righter than more wrong, and you're wrong. Okay.
I said I could be. I doubt
Holy
it.
shit.
Though. I feel like more people
Definitely
know
could
to-
figure it out if I fuck with it, but why? I have a
So what do
goddamn
we do?
bottle
What
of
do I
vodka.
do?
Okay, so it's super easy. That's why I'm doubting that you've never
scoot up.
figured this out.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've never done it.
So
I had Dustin. Remember that night I stayed out of the Air T&D and I was partying and drinking all night? That night at Dustin's, I was up at West End and I was in their top there where their new headquarters is. It's beautiful. You've been up there.
Yeah.
And there were some beers up there and he's like, here, you want a beer? He handed me one and I didn't know how to open it. And then I had to hand it to him to open with a lighter. And he made fun of me.
well, yeah, because I feel like he was like, you don't know how to open. You're like a middle-aged man.
Same conversation.
Like I was
Yeah,
saying-
delicious fest beer from Hollerbox
Yeah.
that they brought us the other day.
So it's as easy as this. All you have to do is
Hakafra.
you
Hakafra.
with your left hand, you grab the top of the neck.
Familiar.
Where the so you grab it tight
Grip
Yep.
it. Ninja grip.
Grip it and rip it.
and to where
You grab it tight, Papa D's nuts in your mouth.
like the
Show the Twitch. The Twitch wants to
sorry,
see.
where your
sorry, guys.
so basically
I'm sorry.
you feel the underneath of the bottle cap with your finger and your hand, or it's kind of like you have to hold
My
it tight
neck.
enough where it kind of feels uncomfortable that tight. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
All right.
Then you take the lighter, and then all you have to do is
So the bottom
Oh,
of the
it's that,
lighter.
and I thought it was
Yeah.
the top end of the lighter.
Okay,
So-
bottom of the lighter.
Maybe you have to make a little bit of room for your finger.
Okay, room for the finger.
Wedge it in there.
Wedge it
right?
in.
between your finger and
break
the
the lighter right
bottle
now.
cap. Right, you see this
Okay,
right
so
there.
it's sideways.
Wedge
so,
it.
so that the lighter basically
Wedge
is
it,
underneath
don't
the cap.
hedge it. We need the
and then use
news,
it
not the weather.
like a fulcrum, and then just
There it is. All right.
That was impressive.
You
See
can
if
do
Dan
it with
can do it.
anything that is rigid.
Now, which side do I come in with
People
the
do
lighter?
it with their
Here?
teeth. Yeah, but
He did it on his
drop
thumb-
drop
his
your
thumb
thumb.
side.
Yeah, you do it your thumb side, or you could do it with your finger. No.
Oh, I
A
hope
lot
do
of
it the
people
other-
are
making
talking
those
shit in the
faces,
chat, saying they learned when they were a kid. My dad always drank
your
canned
finger
Bush
side.
Light, so there were no
I've seen
bottles.
kids do it all the time when I was younger. I just
The
never
other
did it
hand.
myself.
Other hand? Like this?
Yeah.
I always had people open my beer for
And
me.
open
What
it
is
here?
your left hand? Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm right-handed. I can't
Your
do
thumb's
that.
too
Oh, do it
low,
with your
Dan.
right
Your
hand.
thumb's too low.
I can't do that. I'm eating the lighter.
No, you just
Do it
pop
with
it
the
in.
other hand.
You need a grip.
There
Okay,
you
hold
go.
it here.
Yeah.
Good grip.
And then turn your finger so like do it with the stick it
You're a
underneath
bad
your index
teacher, Tom.
finger. Didn't your dad teach you this?
No, my dad drank
I
out of
broke the-
cans.
I thought you broke the lighter.
It's like
How did you break the lighter?
I smelled gas.
Hold on, I've never seen someone break the lighter.
I can't do it.
Oh, you can do it.
Sorry.
It's so
Giving up.
easy.
He's
do it.
giving
Danny, let me
up.
try. I've never done it
can't
before in
do
my life. Let me try.
Give it to
All right, let's
It's
see if
so
Seth
easy.
can
No,
do
you're
it.
not.
You can try and then I'll go.
I can't do a lot of things. Though.
Oh wait, let him have your
Oh,
bottle.
yeah, here. have
You
my-
did kill this lighter.
I'm finding as I get older that there's so much stuff I can't do. Like a lot, like things that I should be able
I
to do,
understand
like
the concept of the
walking.
Dude, come on, Daniel.
I can't do it.
Okay, that was super easy.
Maybe
for
you
Seth.
loosened it up for me or something. Here you go.
I don't know.
I don't
the
think
lighter
that's
to
true.
Sam. We're in. I mean, as the show goes on, I'm dying. I mean, this is
No. Any kid.
I'm nervous.
I can't do
What
it.
I really want to learn how to do is that flick. Oh.
Now, yeah, you just
Wait, my
just stick it under your finger and then pop it up like that. There we go.
Oh.
I got it. Hold on.
Okay, do it again one more time.
I'm curling it up.
Oh, shit.
Shit!
Watch the laptop. Suck it. Put your mouth on it, Sam.
Put it on the
Put
couch.
it on your mouth, Sam. Put it on your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Suck the beer.
Oh, you spilled beer all over your
Into
laptop.
her
Well, I
laptop.
opened it.
No, into her laptop. Here, take her beer so she can clean her laptop. There you go.
It's on
There
her
you go, there
pants,
you
too.
go. Oh.
How did it not get on her
Yeah,
boobs?
you know what? You ought to be fucking ashamed of
Great
yourself.
teacher.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, you made me nervous if you get that close to me.
You turned to kiss her.
I thought you were seducing me. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my God! She opened the spirit got horny. He's gonna kiss me. I'm not that kind of man.
What did you think I was like? The wrestler, the pug that was getting so close to your face?
If anybody
You were
goes,
gonna kiss him, and he turned to kiss you, and you walked walked away. Then he was hurt.
No,
the show. We have to end the show now. You turned to kiss a coworker.
No, I didn't.
I have to call Mo now. I have to call Mo now.
I didn't do it.
And I have to call Shades, but not the bear that's the hockey team Shades, your husband. I got to call your husband and tell him you tried to kiss your coworker. Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
No, but if anybody leans in to kiss me, I'll kiss them.
Me too. Me too.
Anybody, male, anybody.
I'll kiss anything.
Like grannies, kids, anybody.
Everybody. Dead bodies. I'll kiss a goddamn dead body. I don't care.
I don't want to make you feel bad by denying.
Because I don't know how much longer I have. Yeah. I think that about that all.
I don't even want to. I don't want to make you feel bad. So
okay, I think it's time to get out of here.
So Seth, what's your dojo's name?
Dojo's name. The actual dojo name is Junguru Dojo, but we go by Karate of Orlando because it's.
What's it say on the sign? It says like Shito.
Shto. It's pronounced Shto.
But but there are a lot of like your dojo's name is like Jundodo, like Jungdudu or something.
Junguru, which is jungle in Japanese.
Junguru.
I noticed the window art is very New York deli.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
Hey, we got your kicks, we got your fucking punches here.
I got a lot to say on the window. I got a lot to say. There's different symbols that we use, and
kick, punch.
But it's like it's drawn on there like a New York deli.
Really?
Yeah, well, that's what it seems like. Anyway,
home of the $1 slice.
You're right. It doesn't match the other ones in that strip, but yeah. But anyway, karateoforlando.com or Instagram. Karate of Orlando, if you want to reach out and get a good discount for all your kids or yourself.
It's a beautiful dojo. Great spot.
I was impressed. How professional it was.
Yes.
Well, until we
until
came
you walked with your shoes.
But it is
until we came and made it unprofessional. Right?
I always say this. You guys know how I am on here, but it's not me. That's
he's dead serious there.
Yeah.
Trust me when I tell you.
He made us bow. I walked out there with the shoes.
Yeah.
And then I had to
got mad.
pretend like
then we had to lie to him and say you didn't do that. But he knew we were lying. Yeah. He's mopping behind us everywhere we went. It's super clean. It's the cleanest room I've ever seen.
It smells good, right?
Yeah, it does.
So it smelled like cherry blossoms.
It did. It very much smelled like cherry blossoms.
That's great. Beer from Hollowbox. Anyway, Sam, where
I might have to buy a new laptop. Mine's going crazy.
Oh no!
That sucks.
Yeah. So
how many times have I accidentally broke something of Samantha's?
All the time.
I broke this myself.
You broke her computer. You broke her car. You broke her psyche with the guy that danced on her titties.
I was giving you horrible advice about how to do something. It shouldn't have been that complicated, and I feel like that's the reason why it's
real
beer.
sticky.
You know what sucks is I still don't know how to do it.
I half-assed know how to do it.
Mine, it popped off for me. I'm pretty sure you loosened that up a lot.
I don't know. I think I'll just stick to regular bottle openers.
I want to know how to do the flick thing that everybody does.
You know how to do that? I thought everybody, you know how to do that. No?
See, you think it's because you
how to flick a bottle cap? Don't do it. You're going to break the goddamn TV.
Oh, my God. What?
You're going to break the TV.
No, you're not going to break the TV with a bottle
cap. You put it on the thumb.
That's what you said, and then she broke her laptop.
That's true.
You go teach me.
What do you got for
we're recording, you heard about this one on Sunday, and my topic is going to be on Princess Diana.
All right.
Timely.
Man.
Is there a conspiracy theory around that?
Oh, yeah, about how she died.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you could say maybe she was assassinated.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right?
I don't know.
Just
paparazzi.
What are we forgetting? I feel like
we're definitely forgetting something. Oh, Casamigos is having an event at Johnny's Other Side on Monday.
I will be there because that is going to be probably the last time that me and my wife go out without our daughter and party without a puppy in my house because I get my puppy a week from today. So I'm taking Andrea to Casamigos. It's her favorite tequila. So we're going to have a date night out at Johnny's Other Side for a little tequila tasting. And if you can still get in and drop by.
Yeah, there's limited seats. So go to joscasamigos.eventbrite.com and see if there's any tickets left. It's free.
Yeah,
so why
it's
not
free.
Go?
So sign up and come hang with us. I'd love to see you, and we'll eat and drink some fun.
Moe's Comedy Jam, moescomedyjam.com for tickets.
That's
those
what
tickets are running out, so make sure you get those. And then the next day,
you coming out to that?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday is probably.
It's a comedy jam at Tuffy's Music Box in Sanford.
What time does it start?
It's for charity. We should snag you a ticket.
I don't know.
I think
yeah, I get that.
It's on the website. You know. I mean, you can find any information nowadays, right? Do you even have to tell people where to go? It's
Did anybody buy
type it in?
Did anybody buy those?
6 p.m. Doors at 6.
Those big dog tickets. Did anybody buy the big dog tickets?
I'm sure somebody did.
We should have, because I'm sure Mo looks at that and then says, like, cheap motherfuckers.
What did we buy? We got the standard.
Well, we got the $100.
$20. Oh.
No, we got the $100.
Okay, good. If it were up to me, I always cheap out. Which is funny
but they
because I
see it.
really
I
don't
don't
want my
want-
wife being cheap, but I would cheap out.
Again, that makes me lean towards caring what people think because I'm like, he sees this. I don't want to buy the cheapest ones because then he's going to be like, oh, yeah, I see.
But if we buy the most expensive ones, it's almost like we're pandering, right?
No, then he's like, oh, these guys are successful.
Yeah, but we can't afford the most expensive.
No,
ones.
I know. It doesn't matter what you
Reality,
can't
okay.
afford. It's
Fake it till you make it.
it's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
people think about you.
Ah!
That's what matters. In business.
It's an image. It's an image.
So he
In
will,
business and
so
in life.
Let me guess, and we do need to get out of here, but I'm going to guess that you will not put your boat next to the new boat.
He just said he'll go in with me.
I bet he won't. Because people
My
will
boat's
see.
good. It's like,
It is a great boat. It's a great boat, but it's not a new boat. It's not a new boat.
They rank boats in like high quality to low. You were like in middle tier. You're in middle tier.
It's a fine used deck boat. I got a 250. What size engine do you have?
Volvo Penta 350.
Well, the inboard, outboard, and the outboards are there's a whole different scale. I think the 250.
boat race.
I'm just saying.
Great American
I'll go
boat race.
55.
Can you go 55?
Honestly, I don't know what the top speed is.
All right,
Boat
we'll
race.
race on Saturday.
You can go 55 in your boat.
with nobody on it and no buoys.
I will stand on one of those signs where the eagles make their nest. I'll stand on one of those. I'll stand on there in a dress. And I'll drop a white kerchief. And when it hits the water, you guys take off. And whoever wins my affection.
The problem is that when you're going full speed as fast as you can, and then you start going into other botes' wake, like if you're racing back and forth. Could you imagine getting
You do
launched?
the takedown for what?
Oh, yeah. And then not only that, but just...
Or turn down for what? Why did I say takedown for what? Oh, my
Because they'll
God.
take you down.
But you getting launched into the woods at the St. John
it's bad.
full speed.
You keep going.
Through
And
your
you do that
windshield.
move where your boat stops, but your throttle's full board. And
Where it goes, anyway, all right.
All right.
We'll see you on the BDM show.
Look, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.